G2 and Cloud9. One of these teams will not see the stage and the other will just battle for survival. It is an elimination game, one map to determine their fate. G2 and Cloud9. The story names one of them defending major champions. However, the story is not that easy, not that simple. And of course, talking of simple, we just saw Na'Vi best Fnatic to get themselves a nice, comfortable win and lock themselves in for the SSE Arena. I'm joined by Sean Gares and Chad Sponge Birchall. This is a weird one, fellas. G2, Cloud9. Both names, of course, that are used to be we'd be talking about in the playoffs, neither of which have really given us the confidence to suggest they're going to be there this time.
They presented us with nothing other than a one-way smoke, and I think that's probably about it. But we could rename Cloud9 to Clown9 because their roster's a bit of a circus right now. I guess people at home maybe not familiar with the fact Golden is doing in-game leading. Yes, the Golden from Fnatic fame, and Steeko, dropped from Mouse Sports, has found himself on this roster too.
Temporarily.
So the core of Skadoodle, Rush, and Old Mate Automatic are left with that major spot. That's the reason that we see them here. But realistically, they haven't done... Neither team's done anything.
No. Yeah, and that's kind of why I feel like this is going to be a rather boring discussion. Like, how much can we really investigate other than saying they're going to come back stronger? You know, like this is two teams that have not impressed. A 16-4 loss versus MIBR put G2 in their place, and it was a complexity loss that put them on death's door. 0 and 2, or well, the 1 and 2. I think they picked up that win versus Hellraisers. It's not been pretty.
No, it's not at all. And G2 didn't even show up for two of those games. I mean, the complexity game, they were down, what, like 13-2 at the end of the first half. They needed a Shox 1v4 to manage to even make the score look competitive. Yesterday against MIBR, where were they? That was a 16-4 game. None of the rounds seemed very close. They just don't look structurally sound.
You know what I learned yesterday? If you are Cloud9 now and you want to play Inferno against G2, how to beat them, just don't give them any map control because they can't execute. And the executes they have were done without any information. And this all sounds, woe is me, you know, the world is coming to an end for G2. But when you have the likes of Kenny S and Shox, two of the best players to ever come out of the French scene, you're meant to have the mastermind in-game leader of existence, and then some players who are setting everybody up for what they need to do, and it's not clicking and they look lost. And you know, even their executes, which is the one thing we thought would have been crisp, look really poor. They're not prioritizing the AWP in Kenny's hands. There's so many negative questions to be asked, and here, like Fnatic in the last game, G2 and Cloud9 both need to prove themselves to us if they want to go any further in this tournament.
And Existence, actually. Sean, you made an interesting observation that you just think Existence has not necessarily kept up with Counter-Strike's evolutions in the meta and in that mid-game. They need to change the leadership core if they want to kind of get their head above the game.
Yeah, it was really disappointing the way they approached the round specifically yesterday on Inferno. I mean, they got caught off guard a lot on Cash. I can give them something for that, I guess. But yesterday, it just seemed so weird. Like, their entries into the site weren't good. They had bad flashbangs. And we would often see Existence the last alive on gun rounds, which, I mean, I would like to see Shox take on more of that role, put him in clutch situations. He's excellent in those scenarios. So I thought the players were a little bit out of place yesterday, and I really didn't like what I saw.
It wasn't ideal by any means, and this man on the screen right here, he does have the potential to win a game on his own, but you have to prioritize him with the big green. If you're going to be doing 4 spies and you're going to be putting your teammate in situations where he isn't able to afford that gun, maybe someone else needs to be taking saves to supply that for him, because even if he doesn't have the AWP, he can still have more impact than a few of the names on this G2 squad, which is unfortunate to say, but that's just the reality of the situation right now.
Cloud9 on the other side of the server. It's the roster we've already kind of set the scene for. They have fallen rather far since the loss of their stars. It was Tarek and Stewie who now find themselves on MIBR. And it's been a case of just trying to pick themselves back up, dust themselves off, and come back stronger.
Yeah, I agree. And we didn't really know what to make out of Cloud9 coming into this major. After their first game, kind of ready to write them off, right? Vegas Squadron blows them out of the water. Their second game against Hellraisers, very close. It goes into overtime. Okay, maybe they have something up their sleeve. And in the first half of the Windstrike game, we thought, okay, maybe they're a little bit better than we expected. And then when they switched to second half, your perception is just completely changed, right? The fact that Windstrike was able to bring that back, go into overtime, really makes you look at Cloud9 and actually have no expectations for them anymore.
They had a 12-3 half, 12 rounds on the CT side versus Winstrike.
And that's fantastic. But then when you look at Winstrike, when you look at Cloud9 and G2, they're three of, in my mind, the worst performing, or at least teams who have put up the worst showing so far in this entire tournament. So the fact that we have G2 going up against Cloud9 to see who is the best of the worst, I don't mind that. I think it's a good way to kick one of them out. But I've been surprised by Stiko. I don't know about you guys, but he's actually stepped up. And he did an interview with HLTV.org where he said, basically along the lines of every time he's jumping in the server, it feels like he's relearning CS because now he's been given more roles where he can actually find kills. And before he was the hardcore support player for Mousesports, doing a lot more bomb site anchoring, but here you can see he's activated on the T side and in some more difficult positions on the CT side.
His exact words were, it feels like I'm going to school, and I just think that's so interesting. He's basically just being put into a star role. That was what we learned from that interview, is that him dropping 30 frags on Overpass, it wasn't a coincidence, it was what he's destined or designed to do for the Cloud9 roster. And I do want to bring up the head-to-head as we speed this along, of course brought to you by The Predator, which is in cinemas now. It's Kenny and Skadoodle, and Skadoodle has not been a part of our conversations for Cloud9 so far, and I want to know why, Chan.
I think the reason that it's been missing, or at least the discussion point, is because Skadoodle, like G2, not keeping up with the meta. Skadoodle's AWPing style definitely hasn't done so. Back when you could be a turret and stay in one place and you could just hit those shots and drop back and hit the next line, it was very easy for him to be a proficient AWPer, but now that it needs a bit more flair and a bit more initiative, that's where we don't see it from Skadoodle. However, during the last major, Stewie made the revelation that Skadoodle had a lot of that during the grand final against FaZe, which was a winning factor. So if that Skadoodle shows up today, then it could be a fantastic duel between Kenny and Scar.
Sean, you know this North American region incredibly well. You've likely, had good conversations with Skadoodle, of course, played alongside him. What's your take? Is it just a question of himself? It's all in his head, finding the courage to go and take that initiative?
I do think so. Confidence is a big thing for Scott, and if he starts off well, like yesterday, he'll put up a monster game. But oftentimes what happens is a team will go to the other bomb site, he'll end up retaking, or maybe he'll miss the first shot on the first gun round. There's so many different things that can go wrong. And you really need Scott to start properly because he has so many ideas in his head. Like he wants to start at this angle, then go here, there. But when it doesn't unfold the way he wants it to, it just goes wrong.
Yeah, the reason we're smirking is I have a sneaking suspicion I know what the map's going to be.
Yeah, me too.
You do?
The cameraman gave us a nice little insight there. So we can basically just speed the video up. It will be Inferno. And I don't mind that call from Cloud9. However, the biggest issue I saw from them in their approach earlier in the tournament, even though they did win those 12 rounds on the CT side against Winstrike, was they were conceding banana control a lot. Now, I did talk about G2 not looking too proficient on their executes, but they weren't offered up a lot of map control. You always saw Fallen poking and prodding over towards that banana area. If they're given banana for free by Cloud9, this is where the nerdy homework from Existence and Co could really come in and punish that Cloud9 setup.
Does that sound about right?
Yeah, it sounds exactly right. And I think we might see a different version of G2 if we get to see their CT side a little bit more today, if they have a built-up economy. I mean, I think this could definitely go either way.
It's about getting the AWP in the right hands, at least for G2, and Existence, that's going to be one of his priorities, as they are going to be getting themselves back into their seats. Golden vented his frustrations yesterday, and we heard that he was getting a little flustered with his leadership, and I think that's something he's going to be looking to keep cool, calm, and collected if he wants to come away with a win.
Well, let's remember two factors here. He's still relatively new to Tier 1 Counter-Strike, right? It's probably only been about a year since we've seen him at this level, and now he's in-game leading in his second language.
Sure, but this guy has got quite the padded CV for someone who's broken onto the scene. Fnatic Academy to playing with a team with the most major trophies in existence to playing with defending major champions. He's jumped. He's taken a fair few leapfrogs.
He just doesn't really play with bad players.
No. And I mean, he's been given the right tools, and maybe not with this Cloud9 roster. That's a conversation for another time because it is prediction time now. Any casters are joining us. We've got ourselves none other than Jason Moses O'Toole and Anders Blue.
I thought you were going to say, speaking of tools, we've got two of them standing by.
It's a funny point.
That's good.
Chat, I haven't heard that one since the 3rd grade.
Well, you've been putting up with...
You're on fire today.
Thanks, man. I've been working on my jokes.
Gentlemen, I feel like we just had a really tough death segment where we said that two teams who used to be fantastic aren't.
A heartbreaking death segment to say these things, isn't it?
It is. It feels horrible.
Yeah, I feel like G2 hasn't really, their players have been so far behind the meta for so long that they just have so much catch-up to do, and I think that's why they look a little bit kind of lost in this major. I'm going with Cloud9, but this is a 50-50 game, so yeah.
Seems like the sentiment is a kind of coin toss.
Can we make Anders go next?
you want to do that?
Yeah, he'll just pick against everyone else, so make him go next.
Okay, go on then, Mr. Bloom.
Figures you out, man. You're screwed.
Chad's come out with his guns blazing.
What does he do?
All of the trust has just disappeared. I can't believe it. I would never do that. I'm gonna pick G2. I think it's time we see some French Counter-Strike back in action. So, and Existence is back, and that's just too much nostalgia for me. I have to pick them.
Too much nostalgia, yeah. Still, we know the dangers of nostalgia. Sean.
I'm going to go Cloud9. I originally wrote down G2 at the start of the day. I'm flip-flopping. I think Cloud9 can take it on Inferno.
He's feeling it. I like it.
I'm going with G2. I think their CT side is going to be strong. Kenny's going to pop some heads, and Shox is going to do some dirty work.
Oh, man. I actually have no idea what I want to say.
Just do it for the symmetry, Alex.
Yeah, you're right. It would look really pretty if I said G2,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? So I'm going to go for Cloud9. Cloud9 for me. Watching G2 and their loss yesterday was just, it was so hard to watch, especially when you see Shox and Kenny S, and then you see 16, what was it, 5? 4?
4,
4,
yeah.
Okay. Now, left a bad taste in our mouth. Let's see if this one can be a little sweeter, and who better for the sweet delivery than Anders Bloom and Jason Moses O'Toole.
Appreciate that.
That was a nice one.
Yeah, I get. You're expecting something to happen, right?
Yeah, you're on
there's gonna be something there.
Yeah, you always think it's going to be worse than it really is.
Do have a very hostile work environment here. It's
At times, yes.
It's going to be interesting. I don't know. I really don't know what to expect. There are some great players on the server. Like, there could be some really fun Counter-Strike, but it seems like it's more like the overall structure in these teams has been broken, right?
Yeah, and I mean, you brought it up. There's so much nostalgia on the French team, but there is for Cloud9 as well, and I mean, pretty recent nostalgia with their major victory.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with Skadoodle, you just kind of want to see them do well, and same with G2. It's been too long. Our hearts are still broken.
Yeah, a little bit, right? You guys have been voting over at upcomer.com. Go and check that out. And what team's going to win? I don't really know how this is going to play out. It could be fairly even, right?
I have no idea. Oh yeah, I imagine this would be pretty even.
All right.
Or we're going the way of G2. I think a lot of people are swayed by the Shox that we've seen. I think that's kind of the X factor. The Shox that has been in this tournament with that 1v4 clutch, with all the different plays that he's been able to make. That's some vintage Shox coming in, and I think that, even more than Kenny S, is going to be, potentially the downfall of Cloud9.
He's very hard to stop, isn't he, when he gets up and running? Body's a player that we've been talking about a lot. I feel like they've got like a good trio on that team that could definitely use some work. We'll have to find out now that heading into Inferno. The Cloud9 side, I think Golden is a really a big resource in general in Counter-Strike. So I reckon that we're going to see him no matter what. I think Automatic is an incredible player. I think Rush are too. So I feel like those two players need to find some sort of home, right?
Yeah,
like a stable home.
Rush is such a tragic figure. It's like a Shakespearean play, like the tragedy that he's, like a Greek tragedy that he's had to go through. Like, rising to the top with Optic, winning E-League Season 2, and then immediately that team just falls apart before the next major. And then, going to Cloud9, dreams come true, biggest org in NA. You get all the way to the top, you win the major, and then the team collapses 2 days later, and it's just like, what does this guy have to do? What does this poor bastard have to do to just have a consistently good team? I swear, more than anyone, he's earned it, he deserves it, and it just keeps falling away from him. So yeah, him and Automatic and Skadoodle, the holdovers from the defending major team. We'll see how they are able to fare in this one. Either way, we're getting live. An elimination game, backs against the wall for both of these teams. Winner goes on, loser takes potentially a long flight home.
Yeah, that would be upsetting, I think, for either squad right now. G2 starting on the CT side, Cloud9 on the T side. We'll see how they do once they set the round live here.
They fooled me. I did my whole thing.
Yeah.
My whole skit.
They were ready for it as well.
Yeah.
I think there might have been a last-second Moses, a last-second thing. I don't know if we can expect much here, but I think hopefully over time, and this is my big wish, is that we can get to see Existence play against some of the other big in-game leaders in this field, because that used to be one of the most amazing things. People forget this, but even though Kenny S is a big name now, some of those some of the early French teams, like the Very Games team, for instance, the firepower on that team versus NIP there was a huge mismatch, and Existence has still managed to call his way into some games. Even if they never won them, there were so many 16-14 type games that it was just so much fun.
Yeah, it was a cool discussion though yesterday after G2's game though, of that era of Counter-Strike being kind of gone, and look at this mid push coming in. Golden spotted it early, but he still swings too wide, and Smiths takes his head off, and they're going to continue pushing. Automatic not quite ready for it. That's the bomb down. Smiths has made so much progress, and Skadoodle is trapped a little bit, but as we see so many times, these these mid pushes just turn into something so hectic.
The bomb is weirdly dropped there. I don't know how you could be ready for the CT side rushing the T-spawn all the way down the ramp. A bomb weirdly stuck there. Smith's going back. He's picked up the Glock as well. Going to be a little bit of close range. He will go down. And suddenly and weirdly, they're now in a 2-on-3, and that's in spite of maybe winning the first part of this. Bodies up here with the C-set 75, and they're going to go the other way. So Shox is going to spot them, but he's only got 34 health.
You go. I feel like you go Halls if you're Cloud9, just because you know that that one player who might be defending A is kind of got to cheat so he can have a fast rotation to B, and Shox is just gambling. This should be a piss round. There should be no way back into this for G2 as they're so far on the other side of the bomb site when this goes down. There's no kit. I imagine they could pick one up in middle perhaps, but this is going to have to be a very fast and very efficient retake, and I just don't see it happening.
With an odd turn of events, and you did say it, more often than not we see that these kind of rounds, even if they have good beginnings, they sort of end up in a weird place anyway. Could be kind of hard to recover even if you have a lead. Shox, his one big chance to get a quick headshot now. When he re-peaks, they're going to be facing him, and Body does a good job picking up one. He's got the Glock and a couple of bullets left, 9 now, and I mean, he's simply running out of time so quickly. Rush will take him down, and Cloud9 going to win the pistol.
Yes, that's very well done from C9, even outlasting that kind of aggression that caught them so off guard. Bomb dropped, and you can see, I mean, this is why if you go too far the way Smith did, yes, the kills were very, very cool, but he's so isolated. There's no chance of him getting help, so he either has to fight his way back to a bomb site, and then once he goes down, there's no information for G2 to get across the map, and that's why you see the gamble coming in. So the most efficient times I feel like we see those mid pushes work, especially on pistol rounds, is if it's just a slaughter for the CT side, or if they have like that plan where you go down mid and you maybe reverse up banana once you get there and find your kills, but you need to be able to find some way to get back, because one or two players just stuck down at the base of mid is usually going to get slaughtered by the T side eventually.
I just realized they took the DDK approach to that round, Moses, when
they went in hard.
When they went in, they
really went in. Yeah,
that's a way how you want to live life, I guess. That's a great double grenade. It kills outright existence, which obviously is very sad news for him. Body, on the other hand, down to 65. So yeah, good spray even through the smoke. Takes a little bit more damage. So a little bit frustration maybe for G2 not getting that stack working.
Also forces a smoke out as well when those nades come in. Kenny actually had to go pick up Existence Grenade. They only had one for a while, but he's able to salvage that off the floor. And over towards the A-bomb site we go, where it's Shox with a smoke. He has not put that down in mid, so they're going to be able to gain some space. Two defenders here. It's Smiths. They go out with that 5-7, and he can't get away. Tagged, and Shox inside the bomb site. Has it all to do? No, that smoke, though. They surely are going to go through this, but he goes a bit wide, and Golden's able to spot him underneath.
Yeah, he tried to find cover behind that little scooter moped thing. They have a lot of those in France, don't they? To like a very. Do
they?
I feel like it's a very French. Maybe
I've only been to France
thing.
once. Only to Marseille, so I don't know.
You've only ever been to Marseille?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, we'll take you one time, Moses. We'll get Samler. We'll do a whole tour.
Paris tour. He does have a lot of fun in France whenever he goes.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll find a way. So. That is going to be the second round. No trouble at all. Just Golden taking a bit of damage, but otherwise they're going to be just fine. Is there a sense in which we shouldn't be feeling too much, I guess, hopelessness for the likes of Automatic and Rush and some of the other North American talent that are really stuck because of how much talent there is in the scene now suddenly? Like, it seems like you could create like even another team that's on this sort of on par with Liquid, even if maybe it takes a while to sort of
get there.
Yeah, but you have the foundation of it, right?
I don't think we're going to be able to have the answer to that question, because I think there's two things kind of in the way. This major is obviously just kind of one of those investigative tournaments for Cloud9 to say, is this the roster that we want to stick to? Do we believe in this one long term to invest that kind of time and practice with Stico and Golden? Do they want both of those guys? And then, I mean, the other problem that Cloud9's always going to have is, as they talked about on the desk, is that question of Skadoodle. Is he going to be able to be consistent? Is he going to be able to be focused and motivated at all times the way he was the last major? Because you're going to start needing that out of him if you want to have any chance in these bigger Tier 1 tournaments. So those are all things that need to be figured out.
Well, it was a headshot, but it was just, I don't know.
Not enough?
No, like just an inch out of the one-shot range, which you can get into even with head armor. So 3-0 in favor of Cloud9. Moving into round number 4, they will pick up M4s all across the board. See how many, if they can have anything else outside of that. Some smokes to follow. Yeah, but not much else.
Now here's the fun part for this G2 side of things. Kenny S with that AWP on Inferno. He's got so many iconic moments here. Such a dynamic player with that op, with how aggressive he can be. And we've seen it from plenty of different oppers on this map, but Kenny makes it look gorgeous. If he's having one of his games. A lack of armor, but look at the B push. There's that back 10, even though he's blind, they're so low. But no one else was through the smoke quick enough. If they'd they both burned on the retreat at damage from the Mac 10, just did enough.
I've never seen that before. That fight was over for what, a good 2 or 3 seconds. It's a great return from Body. That's incredibly important. Dropping the bomb and maybe giving a chance here for G2. We're going to have to see a replay of what just happened.
Oh, that bomb is in such an awkward position. Great flashbang. Reinforcements are here from G2. All 3 players, though, and that bomb, they can't protect it. Cloud9, they don't realize that they could just fall away. They walk right into it, though. They seem to second-guess themselves. That was the peak they wanted. And Rush almost able to get a second, but even he is taking a fight. You could see this is some of these ideas very disjointed. Molotov going to go down. It's only Body in front of it, and he can't. Stico can't land the shot on him. Great hold from Body. Triple kill for him in the round. A double up set up immediately over to the hands of G2.
I can't even understand what went on. So the Molotov goes down, that's one. They finish this kill, and then they just both...
I don't think they realized there was a Molotov behind him, so it comes off rather silly, doesn't it?
Oh my god. No, I mean, they obviously didn't, but... And I don't know. If they had pushed forward instead, there's no guarantee that they wouldn't both have been,
right.
I don't know, sprayed down for the smoke or a grenade or anything. I don't know. That was very funny.
Really enjoyed that one?
I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
Now we've got double up on the 5th round already. That's that can be risky.
Well, they only invested into the one in the previous round, right? That other one is Skadoodle, so it's not like it's a huge investment of money. That's kind of broken them. The thing that kind of brings their money down low in this round is the fact that only 2 players surviving, so still not out of the woods. Cloud9 with a chance, but what worries me is how kind of not on the same page Cloud9 was there. Stico is already rotating back, looking for a flank, perhaps peering up towards that A bomb site. Rush is still fighting with the bomb. Even Skadoodle moving up Banana all on his own with an AWP and the bomb, assuming those 2 kills with the Molotov were the only players defending. That's kind of scary for the future of this half for C9, and Golden gonna bail out. No weapon for him. Actually, I think someone dropped him one. He's on his way back to T-spawn to grab it right now. Maybe not.
Did he just buy another?
Might have just bought another grenade.
I'm so confused. But he has 4,000.
So oh, maybe he dropped one and maybe his keybinds didn't work properly, and that's a bit awkward.
It is a bit awkward.
You can, I mean, listen, it's not the end of the world. You can still make it work. Either he goes in first and he acts as bait, maybe he tries to lure the shot out of Kenny, or he just kind of follows up and is able to salvage a weapon.
Right, but it's not the kind of call you want out of a teammate saying, by the way, I don't have a weapon, guys, but let's continue. I am still in charge.
It's all right.
So, 57 seconds here. Kenny, that's the kind of flick that he can definitely hit. Not this time, though.
He's lucky to get away with his life.
Yeah, I was going to say. Could have cost him a lot. They've got a bit of top in control. Smith's on the other side here with the FAMAS, just poking through the smoke, but not going to stick around and challenge it. Flashbang and runs back into the library. So, 35 seconds now. And they're wrapping around. They're going to try and see if they can crunch towards the B bomb site. One good kill for Smiths. He sees another couple, so now the game is definitely up. They should know what's coming next. Existence here with the AWP. Deep ankle as well, missing the first shot and falling back to a little bit more safety. 19 seconds, and oh no, Golden with a team kill on Stico. It's not a good round so far. Skadoodle's going to take down Existence, and now they should get the bomb plant anyway here. 10 seconds left. Shox is going to be going down. Getting a kill, sorry. Looked like Automatic had that one, and picking up Golden as well. This is a very, very confusing round. Skadoodle picking up the 1 kill. Just misses the chance, and I think he shot White between his legs. That was incredibly close. Shocked with the triple instead, retaking the bomb site from Banana. And that is another incredibly expensive round for G2, and it's just a very, very strange unfolding of that T side there.
Yeah, very, very narrow start to this game, and that B split super effective as well. Existence couldn't hold it off, and that's an unfortunate lineup. Obviously, I think Stico might have gone down no matter what. That's the big kill. Shox on that fast flank. Automatic wasn't ready for it whatsoever. And Skadoodle just barely missing right at the end. But with that plant, especially when you think about Golden not even buying a weapon next time, having 4,400, that probably helps out a lot. Able to drop a gun in this round. Didn't really have any impact on the round previously.
Perfectly calculated.
Yeah, that's exactly what you wanted up in in-game leader.
Yeah. So not, in other words, not the best round for Golden for getting to buy a rifle and shooting your teammate.
Did get that kill on the bomb site though. Gotta give him props.
I am just joking, but it's, you know, it can happen.
It's the foresight that he has to be able to save the money, the economic decision making.
Yeah. This game would be a lot easier if you could read the future, I'm not gonna lie. There would definitely be some huge advantages, Moser. We haven't figured out the technology yet.
No.
I am working on it, but
that's good to know.
Yeah.
Well, I said if anyone's gonna save humanity, it'd be you. That smoke looks like it's gonna have a gap in it. Kenny gonna miss. Oh, just barely not, and Smith's almost able to find one. Russian Golden again. These past 2 rounds applying a lot of pressure on the rap side of this A-bomb side. Still, this is a must-win scenario for G2. They're out of money if they can't hold this. We'll see how committed Cloud9 is going to be. Not really too many. The bomb is pushing up, which makes me think it's going to be very. Look at Smiths. Flashbang over. That's a big fight to win. Same with Kenny S. And now they've got to cross the op.
Kenny taking a blind shot, not connecting. Wants to fall back in. Very dangerous. There is a smoke. Oh, he actually gets the leg shot through and shocks. This position is incredibly powerful. He's ready for somebody to walk up here. Is that going to fall back down? Thought he may have sticked around, but that smoke is going to evaporate. 3 on 4 here and looking quite good right now for the French side. And Shock's still going to get shot in the face. That's an excellent kill for Skadoodle. And the rest of his team not really there to help out. They're waiting around for a long time before they start to make their way out of the library. Existence flanking around from quad. The bomb is ticking away. Automatic going to win that fight against Existence. And now Body is the only one left. And they give up a really big lead and a great chance. I don't know why Shock was alone for so long.
It's because, well, Smiths had been taken out with that aggressive play. He'd been traded off, and Kenny, watching rap side with the AWP, was just blocked off by the smokes. That's the difficulty sometimes of that op getting stuck back in towards CT spawn and being forced away. They really get locked out of any kind of assistance. I thought Shox was going to be able to find Skadoodle. That's a risky battle for Skadoodle to take in Graveyard with that low HP. He had to crawl all the way. Someone could have peeked him from that arch side, as you mentioned.
There's a really, really cool Molotov being thrown early on towards Little Pit from top mid, so that if anyone is sort of playing AWP on that corner, they can either fall back into A and they're going to get crunched with the rest, or I guess they can, I mean, if they try and fall into library, they might just get caught on the corner from anyone rushing there, so that was a nice idea.
Tactical timeout from Cloud9. They want to talk things over. They know there's that one big element of danger, the AWP, but the deeper one
Make sure everybody buys.
Yeah, there's that too. But the force buy that's going to be surrounding it, the CZs and how deadly they can be, all the smokes to maybe delay your attack. Just trying to get everyone focused up and on the same page for this round, because they can really, really cripple G2 in a big way early on in this half.
Yes, indeed. Don't want to give anything back. And there are a lot of smokes being picked up from G2.
They didn't do a great job with this in the second round after they lost pistol. They had used like 3 smokes all before, you know, a minute and 10 seconds on the clock. They're going to have to hold their nerve a little bit longer. Rely on Kenny to find you a pick. He's over in CT spawn. Actually, a bit of confusion. Shox in Existence still in CT spawn as well.
Be a smoke that lands behind Golden. They're going to return all of that with Molotov and an HE on top of each other. Very, very hard to hold this down. Existence not going to wait around, but the lack of head armor immediately down to that Mac 10. There is a bit of a sneak up from Body on the other side, but this feels like Cloud9, as long as they stay grouped up, they should be able to trade their way through this.
Yeah, and Stico just spotted him as well. So they're going to be mindful of the possibility. I like that aggression from Golden. He saw the trajectory of the smoke, and he's going to find the op here. They hear it ring out. How do they want to play this? Golden has that because of the 15 HP. He's got to stay far back, just hoping for a repeat, but Cloud9 got to be careful not to lose that. If they make the decision to rotate and go back towards the A-bomb site, it's got to be quick. Kenny's on the rotation now. Still a tough scenario for him to recover for his side, but at least there'll be a chance.
Yeah, he almost has to commit even more. This is a problem, though, because he's very close range. If this AWP dies, then that's a huge loss for G2 as well. They do have Shox there now, so 3 out of 4 members on the A side and picking up Golden first. Again, as you said, he had low health, so that's why he was entering with that one. Now Kenny at the back of the site, 23 seconds. That bomb is trying to make its way in. Gun barrel showing one missed shot. The great follow-up there from Body. Returning the kill. Shox needs one. He's going to lose a teammate in the meantime. Almost out of time. 10 seconds. But he cannot stay alive. And now it's all on Smiths here. 5-7 in a 1 versus 2. And that seems very improbable. So... but that's a hard-fought battle for Cloud9 in that bomb site.
They paused so much at the top of mid. They really made that difficult on themselves. Great setup from G2. Kenny S, if he hits that first shot, they might be able to turn that. The fact that he misses allows them to get close. The trap is sprung, and they're able to get a decent amount of kills out of it, but they really could have used that op staying alive a little bit longer, distracting from clearing out all the rest of the corners inside the site. Smith's just going for a weapon. He knows they're going to have to evacuate somewhere. Might try and bum rush pit right before the bomb explodes to do some damage. All those weapons dropped seemingly so far away. Here it comes, and he misses them all.
And Stiko is ready for it too. Not bad at all. 5-2 now in favor of Cloud9, leading into round number 8. And the French team, mostly French, I guess, do have a Belgian player in there.
Yeah.
But
don't forget the Belgians.
Don't forget them. Yeah, we'll see what happens now that they're out of money. This is kind of it's a story that we've seen before in Inferno when you're playing on the CT side, and it can be really difficult to get back into it.
Shout out to Liquid and Astralis.
Yeah. That was a great game, wasn't it?
That was fun. That was fun. Golden again with the MAC-10 to be the investigator. Look at this stack we've got going on.
Yeah. Some great architecture.
One flashbang is going to wreck him.
Oh, you kind of hope that was a grenade for that position. How could you know? Well, they get 2 great kills out of it. I mean, it's probably more than you could have expected with USPs. And up here, Shox is ready and waiting. Instant headshot, looking for a little bit of a follow-up, but he cannot do it. Rush just survives that. That could have been heartbreaking, couldn't it?
That could have been absolutely deadly. These rounds have been actually so costly for Cloud9. They're going to go for this, certainly, but this is actually a really tough spot for C9 to be in because they've won these rounds in a row, but they haven't built any money. Their cash flow is still not indicative of how much of a lead they have, so scary times for C9. Rush has got to find the timing. Molotov out right in front of the pit. There's the peek from Body, and Rush is able to take him out. That was a bit scary, and Skidoodle trades the frag towards the lane, so Kenny's passage was denied. 6-2, but G2 not in the worst position to come back in this half.
No, they've kept the money fairly low, and they could definitely do a little bit more here. 6-2 is looking decent indeed. Now they've got a couple of Molotovs to help out, so be interesting to see if they want to, what kind of game they want to play, especially the B-bomb side. Do they want to fight for Banana, and then they're going to probably use most of their utility pretty early on, or do they just want to wait inside a B and see if they can buy time forever and ever? They got a lot of people here. My God, what is going on?
This is unreasonable.
Yeah.
4 players. Throwing some utility. Automatic's going to have to use that smoke. Took a little bit more damage than he probably would have liked. 4 players, and they just fall right back. They really wanted to battle for that control. Body gets double-naded. He's got to be careful with that spam through. It seems like Automatic is waiting for the reload indication, and still hasn't pushed out. Stiko's got an angle. I think Smiths might have spotted that. Yeah, he should have. Got a challenge, and that smoke forces back the pressure and holes. But good map control for Cloud9 so far, and they still have 3 players with a decent amount of utility.
Yeah. Don't often see 4 people. I mean, 3 sometimes, sure. That's what I thought it was at first. You could see 3 people going B, but 4 is very unusual. Now, deep in the pit, Smith is going to be holding over at Library, and Arch here is Kenny, and then a little bit closer by Shox. So, got potential for great crossfire, especially if one flashbang here works out. Then it's going to be good. Molotov in the corner and trying to set up for this, but the bomb's not committed to this push yet. It's 44 seconds, and they can still turn this around. Rush has made a bit of an opening and might be calling in the troops behind him. There's 4 people on this side of the map for G2. They should have a pretty good defense. The smoke there for Library. And now they're going to set it up. Rush committing to it, and that's a great opening. Finds 2 in the corner, and not a good stack to be having on the bomb side. Still, Existence actually coming up with 2 great kills, and it's a 2-on-2 with 20 seconds left. Shox out in the open, and he's going to take down Stiko. He was the one guy who could maybe hold on, so Skidoodle get the bomb down. Now it's all on him. 33 health. Grenade not going to touch him. Got to be careful they don't line up, and he's going to try and fall back out. Shox will take him down. Triple on him. And finally, G2 picking up one more round.
That was a tough hold for G2, though. Well played. I thought that wrap was going to be way more effective. 2 players in that same box, a little bit disorganized from G2, but as you said, timely kills coming out from Existence to be able to keep them in the round. And Cloud9 now, this is going to be that low economy. Yeah, that's just a weird setup. I'm not entirely sure how that happened, but not able to get the trades effectively. And this is Cloud9 really slow playing and kind of telegraphing that A hit. That 4th player over there saw that was everything. That decided so much. Shox was there before they were ready to deal with him. Really good job by G2. Still low on cash, but so is Cloud9.
Yeah. What a big thing for them it would be if they could cancel out that American economy and maybe make that part of it work. Dramatic going down. That's a nice flashbang setup from all the way back in the B-bomb side to get that kill. So working out exactly as designed. Oh, and a shot through the smoke, never a bad thing, unless you're on the receiving end, of course.
It is the worst feeling in the world. It is awful. Utility being used towards Banana, it's going to force that back, but Cloud9 just don't have the manpower to really take it. Stico, Russian, Golden, 2 AKs.
Can you think of worse feelings, Moses, off the top of your head?
Getting kicked in the balls?
Yeah, that's up there?
That's a pretty bad one.
All right. Fair enough. We've created a little bit of an uncomfortable rank order, but
yeah, getting kicked in the balls and then killed through a smoke and Counter-Strike. Those are top 2. Look at this migration we have going on here.
That's a lot of people. You talked about telegraphing plays earlier. That's the bomb dropped right in plain sight, so Rush has to commit to it. The fire is right on top of him, and Stico, 1 versus 4 here. Big recovery right now for G2. Existence will take the last kill. There's a double for him in the round, and it's going to make it 6-4. Suddenly, it seems a bit more manageable.
Yeah.
And we've seen this map at times be very T-sided.
Yes, we have. And I mean, also the big thing is, I think Cloud9, this is... you know, they're slow playing these rounds a lot, and it seems like they're very, very restrained at the moment, which is a very different kind of Cloud9, which we knew it would be than what we saw at the Major just in Boston in January with how fast and aggressive they played to start these rounds out.
Yeah.
At some point, I think Cloud9 is going to have to kind of pick up the pace and be really, really aggressive with some of their hits because they're taking great map control, but when they get there, they're not entirely sure which place they want to decide to go to, and that's giving G2 the time to read what's coming and be able to rotate into position to stop it.
Well, they have C-set 75s now and a couple of blocks and 1 flashbang. We always applaud the 1 flashbang purchase. We're big fans of it. On the T side, though, it can be almost impossible to make work.
Oh. Well, all you need is that 1 person blinded. Stico reads the... Oh, he's trying to walk through. He was hoping that reload Shox would fall away, but at least he's applied the pressure. There's that flashbang used. All they need is that 1 first kill. It doesn't look like the flash blinded him at all. Kenny gonna challenge Automatic and find it with a nice flick over. Good swipe of the mouse, and there goes Skadoodle. 5-6, 1 round away from being evened up, and G2 starting to build some momentum, and build money is the important part.
Before this round, Kenny had 3 kills. Now he's up to 6, and I mean, there wasn't a lot of pressure on him, I guess, in that moment. But you want to see him get flicks like that, you know.
Yes.
More of that. That's
unless you're a Cloud9 fan.
Unless, of course, you are a Cloud9 fan.
Yeah.
Which, you and Sean both jumping right on that train, Moses, I noticed.
Ride or die.
Yeah.
Bad boys for life.
I actually rewatched one of those movies not that long ago.
Of course you did.
I've got stuck somewhere in the past. I can't help it.
Yeah. Oh, Kenny's going to have a chance. Someone's just jumping around, not a care in the world. And you got to say he deserved that. Follow-up from Automatic, almost able to catch the first turns from the flashbang. Jumping SMG, body doing some work. That's a great tap onto the head of Skadoodle. Cloud9 again shut down very quickly. What song do you think Golden was humming to himself before he got taken out of the sky?
I don't know.
It's a Mad World?
Something like that. Yeah, that could be it.
That could be a good one.
Is it Gary Jules or something? I can't remember.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah, that could be it. He seemed happy though. Like it was just kind of a depressing song. He seemed like he was in a genuinely good mood.
What about like oh Jesus.
Good night. That is just beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, and he's feeling it as well. You can see him going for the follow-up taps. No business doing that. Doing his best Nico impression. Finds another headshot though. That's good stuff. All kills are valuable, even if you're not going to win the round.
He's looking for Smiths as well. He's going to have a perfect opportunity. Oh, the gun barrel. Is it showing? No.
I don't think he realized. Oh, there's the peak.
That was beautiful still. Well done, Stiko. That was a little bit of art almost into that one.
If you want it to be a happy tune, what about like the sound of music? What about like that do re mi?
I was thinking something like Venga Boys. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like we need to bring that back. Are they still on tour? I feel like they've been on tour since the late 90s. Venga Boys.
I don't know
what.
Doing it again. We're going right back to
You've never watched The Thing, and you don't know what Venga Boys are.
Yeah.
Man.
Here comes the flood of tweets, just like last time, linking me songs.
We're starting to get like a map, Moses, of what has gone wrong in your life, and it's
just hope no one investigates yours. Oh my lord! It doesn't matter. Smiths. Those are some easy kills for him. Not able to get the fourth. The Flames helps Golden out, but there's no real chance of victory. Obviously, one more pick would be great now that he has the ult, but Existence is being oh so careful, and Golden has no idea where he is. So 4 HP, you can't make a mistake.
Kenny got run over, didn't he?
Yeah, he got trucked.
That's so upsetting.
Oh god, don't throw Molotovs at 4 HP. Just don't do it.
Especially how this game has been unfolding so far. Just might want to leave that part of it alone. Don't play. I once set my bed on fire, Moses, with while I was doing experiments with lighter gas. I wasn't like,
Okay.
I wasn't like inhaling it or anything.
What was the experiment? Seeing if it would light on fire?
No, I can't even remember what I was doing, but I didn't realize that like so much of it had seeped into my bed sheets. Okay. So when I lit like a match or something, there's flames everywhere.
What is wrong with you?
Just a good time.
Why are you playing with lighter fluid in bed?
I don't know. I
think it was like massage oil or something.
I just wanted to test something out. I don't know. I used to do like weird, experiments like that.
Yeah, yeah. And you think people are making a map of my childhood? Look at yourself. 6-7 for Cloud9. Bloody hell, we got to move on. I can't do that. This has been a good comeback for G2, though. They've won 5 straight off the back of a defuse and had to survive some crazy economic issues. But I think if you're Cloud9, 6 rounds on the T side that quickly, just add 1 or 2. Just don't end this half, on a 7-round losing streak. That's exactly what you don't want.
They really had done a good job in the beginning. I feel like this is almost what we saw when Na'Vi were playing Fnatic just now. That suddenly Na'Vi just decided, all right, we're going to be back, and then that was it. I feel like G2 are on a similar... Oh, another shot from Golden, though. He's done it again, taking down Existence this time. Stiko unable to get the flick, so Shox will return the favor. It's a 4-on-4, but those shots from Golden definitely good at the moment. He's got 11 kills. He's not doing badly at all, even if we were making a little bit of fun of him earlier. Body expecting a flashbang. Is he going to get it? No, it's a smoke instead, but he's going to still be alive. Aggressive from Automatic, and I feel like that should have worked. Shox somehow connecting with the headshot, and this is the fall back as well. That's very unfortunate for Cloud9. They had a good idea for that round.
Yeah, Automatic had the exact play that he wanted. That was actually beautiful from him, just not able to complete it, which is painful. He'll be frustrated after that one. And great utility usage. Smith's just a casual peek down mid to get the information, drop your utility, and now allow Kenny to do the rest of the work. As Skadoodle jumps up, he's going to find 1 more kill, and actually has no idea that Shox is creeping up along that wall. If he's aware, though, he can do this. 16 HP. We've seen crazy clutches with low health from Skadoodle inside this bomb site.
Yeah, the problem is the information. You're absolutely right. It's very hard for him to know where they are at the moment. He will go down to Body, who's been playing a great game as well. 13 kills on him, 14 on Shox right now.
Yeah.
And this is looking like a better version of the G2 team right now, Moses. They're looking improved.
This is like a G2 team that can handle what's being thrown at him. You still haven't had like Kenny get tested too much with that AWP. But overall, really good stuff from G2.
Why is French Counter-Strike in such a weird place suddenly?
I feel like it's been in a weird place for quite some time.
I just didn't see it coming.
The crazy talent that is in the scene with some of these players really did a good job of hiding it.
Yeah, they masked their craziness.
Yeah, now that the band's kind of broken up, I think we're getting a glimpse.
All the biographies are coming out.
Yeah.
All right. Another 4-man push to the top of Banana, expecting or hoping maybe even for a bit of a fight. I feel like they're throwing a lot of Molotovs for having 4 people here.
Well, so what they're doing is they're just doing like the 2-man utility take with Smiths and Kenny. Oh, God, they're so good at hitting this shot.
They must stop jumping there.
Yeah. There's a gap in that smoke. But what they're doing is it's Smiths and Kenny coming to throw all their utility, like the two-man banana control for the CT side, and they're backing off, and that's allowing the actual B defenders to be the ones who have, you know, the utility to keep that B bomb site under wraps for the majority of the round.
But they don't have the utility, Moses.
Well, they just used a bunch after one player got taken down, didn't they? Get a little bit nervous. There's the swing out. Good trade. Still so many more players here, and again, because they rotated, I mean, they're so comfortable with having Smiths just defend this A bomb site. Cloud9 can't have any idea that there's actually 2 defenders at B at the moment, and they funneled them back.
Well, this is going to be a lot of pressure on Smiths, and he just readjusts, but it's just not really possible. Even if he got the straight headshot, probably would have been traded. So great entry here, 2-on-4. Big chance right now for Cloud9 to get that 7th round on the board, sorry. And Stiko going to close it out. Not at all a bad job. 8-7, barely in favor of G2. I don't know, it's hard to call this round.
It really was, but that last round, that's actually a pretty clever idea of G2 at that B bomb site. They had the great idea. That rotation back immediately was perfect. They had the right call to just, it was mistimed, and mostly mistimed because those 2 players on Cloud9, I think that was Russian Automatic, I almost want to say, wrapping around, just took the initiative to start taking the bomb site before the other guys got back. So when they throw that smoke, Smiths has no idea it's been thrown, no indication of what's coming, and he gets destroyed.
He does indeed. So I don't know, what was that, like 2 or 3 shots from people who were jumping on at the wall on Banana? That's pretty cool.
First Stiko, and then what was that, Automatic at the end as well?
Stiko, Automatic, and Golden, I think, too.
mean, Cloud9 did a great job of finding that pick and banana a number of times.
We'll see how it goes here. Maybe we could have more of a return to normality in this half. That G2 are playing on the T side and Cloud9 are on the CT side. A bit of a duel that should favor the CT here, but eventually it's going to get cancelled out. They almost do the same damage, Moses. 1 point off.
So close.
Do love symmetry.
Alex doesn't. Ooh, Shock's giving away his position in holes. Rush is going to fall away. 1 smoke on Kenny with 2 flashbangs as well, and they're all lined up towards that B bomb site. Shocks is alone here, just itching for a fight. This should be a B hit, and Automatic, once that smoke comes in, this is going to be a retake on that B bomb site, so they're going to want to find some kills. They're going to need perhaps a little bit of luck through the smoke. Oh, Skadoodle, right in the face. Look how passive that makes him. Yeah. Shocks is going to be able to sneak over. This is perfect for G2.
Yeah, they're loving every minute of this right now. Waiting around just a bit to set it up. That smoke is already down, and Shocks is just going to be lurking back here. Automatic is kind of reading this well. He's such a smart player.
He's bringing Golden over so they can take care of Shocks when he does come in. But Automatic's got to be careful. He's going to get checked for. There's a free kill. Yeah, they just didn't have the right angles. Good idea. Even Stiko and the rest of C9 starting to push down mid, but this should be the end of the pistol round.
Yeah, there's a pretty, I mean, it was a very, very fast flank coming up. Banana, Golden's going to be going down. So they had the right idea. It's kind of impressive that they even read it to that extent.
Automatic and Golden needed to get far more aggressive in CT spawn if they were going to make that work. You had to eliminate Shocks. You can't just sit there and wait for them to come to you. You know exactly what's happening. Smoke has to be used so they can cross over. Skrill has the kit, but 8 HP, so even if he's able to defuse inside the smoke, any point of damage. Good control from Rush, but they're not going to expect that position to be doubled up. And yeah.
Second player there, yeah. Very hard to read, obviously. And Skadoodle trying his best. But Body will take him down. Double of his own. And yeah, maybe you are right. 9-7 here. That's a big pistol round to be winning for the G2 side.
It really is, although Cloud9 did win the pistol as well in that first half, so they're just kind of equalizing things. Nice job from Existence. That kill. And even a great post-plant setup. Body continuing his stellar work in this map. Keeping G2 in things. Trying to keep G2 in the major.
One of those interesting finds, isn't he, Body, that we hadn't really heard of before he was picked up, and they just, somehow they saw the talent in him, and they weren't wrong either. So
he got a lot of praise from the French players when he first joined this team, and he's kind of delivered as well, showing that he's well worth it. He reminds me of, like, you know, him and Rez strike me as like the same kind of player and situation in 2 different scenes, the French and Swedish scene.
Not easy to do. The talent scouting part is something that's just like massively lacking in the world of Counter-Strike, isn't it?
Yeah.
So hard to watch somebody play the game and almost sort of extrapolate from that and say, well, can they then also be good in a professional setting? Like, it's just not easy.
that comes down to mentality.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, is the... Can't really quantify that. Stico on top of these halls is going to get a terrible amount of attention, and he is not going to be happy, although he does have the Deagle. He has something to fight with, but...
I don't know, he's been putting on some great highlight shots, Moses. Maybe he's going to be just excited about the opportunity to fight 1 versus 5 with the Deagle. Rush spotting a lot of people and calling in Stico. I'm sorry, but you're just dead. They're all coming this way. It's not... They backed up from a hallways, so he's still alive. I thought he was going to get shot in the back any second. Existence catching Rush coming out, and Kenny helping out with a little bit of a kill there. That's a good little tap. And Existence coming up with a double kill. And finally, they end the round losing nobody.
Yeah, much cleaner for G2 than Cloud9 had it after the victorious pistol. C9 didn't invest in armor. Not everyone, at least.
Right, so they're going to have
a little bit more utility.
More grenades.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. See how they do when that 4th round comes in. One more round till we get to the rifles, and they've got the one flashbang.
Moses, why have we never been allowed to throw grenades at like shooting ranges? And we've been there a couple of times.
I told you, I don't want the responsibility of throwing a live grenade in my life.
Give it to me, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll be behind the blast doors. something explosion proof.
Thought we were in this together, but
no, not grenades. Cloud9's in this one together. See, that's what happens when you run into an HE grenade and then into fire. And that's exactly what I feel like would happen if I was, in that situation with you.
Yeah, but there's like a moment of glory, isn't there, when they do all do it together, they're all in it. Look at Golden now. Now because he didn't commit to it, he's alone.
Yeah.
Is that what you want, Moses?
He's the endgame leader, the smartest one on the team. It all makes sense.
Well, Spy Coffins. Ooh, I don't think he can quite fall into one, but maybe one of them should be open so that people can
just lay back.
Yeah.
Maybe like a forfeit inside of the coffin.
Maybe if you check simples in one of them, and he just comes out with smoke.
That would be epic. The music playing.
That would be perfect.
He just punches himself through. 7-11. And Cloud9 is going to have the weaponry and the extra utility and the AWP on Skittle, but he still does not have armor, and that's going to be dangerous with 2 MAC-10s at Galil. He can get tagged up real quick if he misses a shot or is just a little bit slow in the take.
Oh, God. But they're behind, and Golden leading the team and also just on a solo mission. This is very risky. Oh, you heard it? That he had the perfect timing, but somehow Kenny made his way around the corner so quickly. And now Golden is in just a tiny amount of trouble here, and he's going to be going down. He actually did all of that right. Kenny was just so quick with that jump.
Yeah, I think the one thing he didn't do right was the trigger discipline. If he's going to make that turn, you make sure you have that clear shot, and he goes down. Skadoodle even trying to fight at the B bomb site has brought very low. Great advantages for G2 found early on in this round, and they have pretty much the whole map available to him. And as this bonus round, Kenny's upgraded from the MAC-10 to an M4. They're going to get a lot of free money if they can win this.
Skadoodle with the AWP. It'd be great to see him in action. I think the problem is, one thing is the health, but also this is, the most smoked position on the map, more or less, so he can't expect to just have a clear shot. He's going to have to maybe try and challenge it. Does put in a bit of a flashbang right up and over, taking down Smiths. That's the kind of fight we want to see out of him. He gets the first kill, automatic waiting down in yellow, and they're going to be right in front. He's hearing a lot of steppage on the other side. Gets one, great follow-up from him. That's not bad at all. 2-on-3 with 30 seconds left, and Skadoodle still alive. Gonna go for that bomb plant. Body is the one with the health and the bomb. Shocks. He's not doing much coverage here. That MAC-10 and just 18 health left. Body almost getting the shot through. This is very close to working out for them. Flashbang towards construction, and actually Shock's going to run one down, almost a double kill. And Body has a real chance of doing this. That AK in the corner, they don't have a Molotov to clear him out. Maybe a smoke, but he's still going to go down. Rush with a very clean headshot. And that's going to be the round for Cloud9.
Not a bad retake. What a round from Skittle. He needed that first kill to find when the smoke plumes. And like you said, 26 HP jumping up on top. That's a very risky play. Obviously pans out for him. Even the play from G2 to flash shocks. And remember, that's just a bonus round, though. They've taken a lot of money away. Now they can fully invest, especially with that plant. So much money for G2. Great heroics by Automatic with the double kill. Cloud9 going to have to stand strong one more time to get out of this one.
That kind of play out of Skadoodle is, I think, is the sort of thing I maybe don't expect out of him. So whenever I get it, I'm always excited.
It's what you want, though, right?
It's what I want.
That kind of like assertive, and you don't too frequently see it. Either way, it's put Cloud9 in a position to kind of close this gap if they can win this round. There will be one more buy out of G2, maybe two if G2 gets a plant. Look at all the fire in Banana.
Don't they think of the environment, Moses? Pretty deep grenade, but it was a little bit early for Smiths, and at the end of exchanging all of that, they are just going to fall back and give it to G2, who themselves have had to spend a lot of their grenades to get this far on the map, so a little bit frustrating maybe.
They have the advantage down the stretch, though. Slow process of taking Banana. Smith's in existence now up at the top. Shocks and Body have cleared out A halls. This is just very, very fundamental on Inferno. Forcing any amount of defense back, and Rush is even going to continue to be forced away. Stico just waiting. There's the flashbangs. He's got to turn from that one as well, but this is a great position. Pre-firing in case anyone peeked from Boiler, but again, just more map control gain from G2. But as you said, they've used so many nades to get this control. Which nades are they going to use to actually attack the bomb site?
Hey, it's going to have to be that smoke and the Molotov, right?
I mean,
they only have 2 left. That's kind of unusual. 35 seconds as they make their way through there. Not just going to clear CT spawn, but library too. Are they actually going to continue this? What? They can't surely go B. That's the bomb down. I have no idea what's happening in this round. Rush going to be taking down Body. They had the other 3 members of the team on the other side, and now they're getting chewed up as well.
I'm out.
I've lost my mind.
So is G2. I don't know what that was. I don't know why. They got everything they wanted. They had map control Banana, they had a map control apartments, they had map control Rap side and CT spawn. I don't know why 2 people, including the bomb, were attacking B from that angle, and then everyone else being ready to hit A.
I think you could get court-martialed for that, Moses. That's like ignoring orders under fire, isn't it? Like they just decided they didn't want to be part of it anymore and just ran with the bomb.
I'm just happy that they just took a tactical timeout because they need to straighten out their brains.
It's like it's like a disciplinary timeout, isn't it? Like, what's going on? This is weird.
It is such a weird round. All right, let's just forget it happened. Let's everybody move on.
I'm just so confused.
We'll never reference it ever again.
No, I mean, we're gonna have to try and ask them later on. So what actually happened? That was round number 20. We should bring that one back.
Write that one down.
I want
round
an
20.
answer.
Yeah, and play it for them and be like, listen, what was the malfunction here?
Yeah, we're gonna take your hotel key cards and you won't be let back in your rooms until we've sorted this out.
Shocks has plenty of money, but he only bought 2 flashbangs, so I'm wondering if he's just gonna get hyper aggressive somewhere and just doesn't want to risk spending the extra money. Pushing up mid, and maybe that flashbang forces him away, but it looked like he had a plan in mind.
So, a very close game. Nobody really being allowed to run away, but there was a really good run from G2 in that first half, and they were looking impressive, but at the end of it, it was still 8-7, so it's not like they really had such a convincing win. And now Cloud9 has started to fight their way back here on the CT side as well. It'll be very interesting to see if they can complete it. Certainly would be, yeah, I don't know. Both teams would obviously hate to go out at this stage.
I think G2 just feels they have this so free. This defense is so passive from C9. They're going to start forcing into it. Skadoodle is going to call things out. Kenny's really isolated. That Molotov, he's all alone here with the bomb as well. And they're going to attack Skadoodle, but there's smokes in his face. And this seems more like what they wanted to do last round. This time, Skadoodle's got 1 to start. That's the Halls player, which allows them to focus. And now it's just turned into again, they call the audible, and now it's a B split.
Yeah, but at least this time they're all on board with it. That's a big upgrade, Moses.
Cloud9 are going to need to react.
Yeah, and sooner rather than later, Golden has to get at least 1, preferably 2. And that's the bomb. Oh my god, what a follow-up headshot. Beautiful play. An automatic spraying down the last 2. That was a wonderful end to the round. 10-11. And G2, obviously, I mean, if they win that fight on Banana, automatic almost has to react in some way. So it could have worked out, but this is well done.
It is really well done, but again, it seems like G2's trying to win this game tactically and not using any of their brute force, any of their ability. These players are not being able to shine, and no one's really stepping up to find those entries. Even, I mean, you're right. There is a chance that Automatic reacts to those 2 kills, but I think if Golden goes down, Automatic just says, all right, I'll play retake. I'm just going to hold construction, I'll hold ruins for my team until they rotate over, and we'll take it from there. So he just sits, and maybe he's able to take those 2 players out. It's just very interesting seeing, this is 2 times now G2 has had control of everything at that A bomb site except for the bomb site itself. They've had halls, they've had boiler, they've had top mid, they've had Rap side. And they switch it up and go to B.
Yeah, so they have...
At one point, you feel like with all that control, they'd say, why don't we just stack the bomb site?
And it's the kind of thing you dream of when you're on the T side. Like, you wish you could have this in every game, because usually you have to fight a lot to get that.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially for free. Cloud9 is like letting you have it. This is that super passive defense that they like to.
Maybe that's what's sort of putting them off. They're like, this is so easy. It's too good, you know. Like,
gosh, something's up.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they figure it out, because at the moment it almost feels like G2's beating themselves in a way. All 5 players in Banana this time. Automatic and Golden. Automatic doesn't have a Molotov or smoke. Golden has both. They'll have to hold off the initial hit. Golden will need to... He has a Molotov at hand. There it is. They fear the utility coming over here. The pins, and Automatic has a chance to spray them down. They're all so low. They've been dealt so much damage.
Yeah, they even read the idea that someone's already made their way through there. Could be a little bit tricky if you lose track of people in that position. But doing a fine job, Automatic. Did go a little bit low on health. Golden seems to have recovered his aim in a big way. And going to end the round with a quad kill. 18 kills on him as well. He's actually top fragging right now. Tied with Shocks on the other side. So who could have seen that coming?
Yeah, I'm not sure anyone. The cool thing is both teams, everyone's pretty close to each other. No one's going crazy, and no one's really kind of slouching, which is exactly what you want in a game like this, where everyone, you know, it's an elimination game. Kenny S. This is interesting. So 4 AKs on the G2 side of things, and I think Kenny S bought the CZ because he wants to save for an AWP. He wants to make sure he has that money and he can salvage a weapon otherwise. So playing some economic games down the stretch. Ooh. Hello.
It's Automatic, but he does have Skadoodle with him, backing him up at least for a minute. Eventually it's going to be dangerous. He's going to go for that fight, and again, talked about trigger discipline. He fires the gun a little bit early, and he did get 1 kill for it. I'm not sure that's worth it, though. Could be a bit of a giveaway. He did do a lot of damage to Kenny, but risky.
Him and Golden did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
They had the exact timing, the perfect play, with all the sound cues, and just shoot a little bit too early. I think they'll be fine with it. 1 kill, and obviously the HP on Kenny. It does thin the defense a little bit, but...
Yeah, plenty of time as well here for G2 to make something of it. Only this is, I don't know, the 2-2 split when you're in a 4-on-4 could just be so risky for either bomb side, but maybe especially the A1. Very hard to hold on here. I wouldn't be surprised if they jumped the rotation a little bit, Cloud9.
They just used their last smoke at the B bomb site, so I'm wondering as well if that's what's going to happen. Skirl will be able to pivot. He's actually in a situation to be able to help Rush somewhat, but Rush is going to have a huge job to do. But he's great. He's phenomenal in this position.
Rush down here. The Molotov going to force him out, so they can jump right on top. That is a good kill. The follow-up flashbang is just incredible, and Shocks will take down Rush, and now it's all on Skadoodle here. 28 seconds, and they are all 3 coming around from the same angle. No one's flanking right now from the archway. He's going to have 1 chance picking up the kills. He set 75 is out, and Smith will take him down. Shocks covering from the pit, and that was great cover as well. Not bad. I mean, I don't know what Skadoodle could have done differently there, but it was a good kill, the first one. He just needed a little bit more help. 12 to 11.
Just needed maybe a half second to really get that CZ out in full force. That draw time is so long. Rush. Good flashbang as Shocks throws it as they exit the smoke, and Rush has to stare right into the burst as he's taking that opening fight. Completely blinds him for the follow-up trade kill. There's Kenny S with his ADVP. That's why he was kept on the CZ in the previous round. So G2, they've got what they've wanted, and they have actually gone on in a weird money situation. They could break this, but this is 2 rounds that aggression down mid hasn't panned out the way Cloud9 wanted it. Could have been great returns, and Golden caught off guard, and Smiths with 2 entries cracks open the B bomb site, and Cloud9, I think, have to save. Although G2's not being too aggressive, so they could actually get here, and if Skadoodle gets a little bit of luck on his side, he could help this out.
Yeah, he wishes that that was going to be the case. That's just a job well done, and you could see that Cloud9 were getting caught off guard in that moment. They just were not ready for it. And to be honest, we haven't seen many rushes like that. There's been a lot of grenades traded at Banana, but nothing like that, really.
Right.
So maybe that's why.
Golden was looking for a flashbang.
Yeah.
Looking right into the wall. Well, if they can keep these 3 guns alive, Stico can drop an M4 in the next round. They'll have another very strong purchase. That'll be the last one. And actually, if I'm G2, I'm sending at least 1 or 2 players on the hunt. You have a decent amount of cash. They're not really doing it. Body's starting to encroach in halls, but they've got that covered. So it'll be 13-11. G2's taking a lead late with a chance, I think, to just outright win this. If they can take this next round,
yeah,
I think that's a victory for the Frenchman.
All right. Body didn't want anything more. He's down at 1 health.
Yeah, getting shot in the face will do that to you.
He gave up quickly, just surrendered immediately.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah, nobody enjoys that. So they save the rifles, at least this entry for Smith. I mean, the recoveries, that's not easy to do.
That's automatic as well. One of the better players missing a few shots there down the stretch to get that trade. It's a bit brutal. You wouldn't expect that out of him.
No, we call him, or at least I don't know, tried to popularize the idea that he was like the Sipex or the Sipniks of North America. He's got that like same robotic kind of style to him, I feel like.
Okay. I could see that. Well, timing shot isn't going to land, and Skadoodle well aware of the Molotov behind him, but still takes about half HP from it. And another follow-up Molotov, so Skadoodle gets the hell out of dodge as the fire rains in. Russian Stiko playing a little bit aggressive in lane, as automatic is there as well, but they like that passive defense. We've seen it this whole half. I imagine at the first sign of trouble, they'll just kind of back away from it.
Yeah, Wallbang not really doing anything. Kenny sneaking on in with the AWP scoped up to the middle. Obviously risky in case there were a lot of people there. That boost from Stiko finally working out, and he's going to get the follow-up kill on Body as well. They did lose Rush in the process, but can they make this one work? 3 on 3. Holding it top banana still is Smiths, and he's been there for quite a while, so... Shock's down the pit. This is so confusing. I'm just lost for words.
If Automatic chooses to push down mid, he put his smoke down, and he's going to be close up. They obviously can't know what's going to come, but these footsteps are going to give it up. Automatic will be here. They start walking. Right at the correct moment. Automatic, I think he's ruined. I think he's going to come through the smoke in existence. Oh, he just turns away at the wrong moment. Automatic can double up, but he's not aware. But here's Golden to come. Holding at the top mid, and Smiths has to make his way into the bomb site. It's not going to happen. Shox has control of A, but that's it. Nothing else. And 13-12. What a round from Golden.
Yeah, saved the whole thing, didn't he? And I don't know what's going on here, but we've seen so many rounds where G2 have more map control than you could even use, and it's like they get lost in it, you know? Like,
yeah.
It's just so confusing.
I mean, even when he's out, they're still looking like they wanted to pressure that B bomb site.
Like, I feel like going B in that 3v3 made sense for G2, but then Shox is in pitch, you're like, oh, well, we've got A control, but then they can't make it. It's just very weird.
It's one of those problems with like a lurker, or even sometimes fakes working way too well. Skadoodle again, same situation, doing the exact same thing. Fall back, and even a follow-up Molotov coming in. Still, CZ on Kenny. Body and Shox have a decent amount of cash. That's a great tag through the wall. It's going to help out massively. Just got to be careful.
It's starting to get very scary for both teams here. We're getting so close to the end of the game here that maybe you just run out of money and you can't even actually put up a good defense. So that's the way you don't really want to lose it. They're really quick to go back this time, but they slow it down because of that smoke. I think maybe they would have kept going otherwise. It looked like they were committed.
Yeah, it's allowing Automatic to get closer and closer through CT spawn. He's still watching for anyone to kind of lurk through, and he's got to be wary about that for some time, but at least he's here. Although he's staying outside of library to watch for that split. Smith's trying to cause a distraction and just finds his death. This means that G2 pretty much have to hit this bomb site.
Yep, the timing is good for it right now. Only 2 people Automatic just fell away. They can smoke him off and just run for it if they want to. That Molotov going to be on the other side, but they're going to run right through anyway. Body hoping for an opening, not seeing anyone yet. Bit of a flashbang setup. Oh, that's just 1 second early. Kenny gets the kill on Stiko with the CSAT 75, and that leaves down in pit Rush alone. They're going to fight Body on the other side. That was Golden coming out of Arch to help out. So still an advantage here for Cloud9. The bomb being attempted in the corner. Kenny with a good headshot, and now Rush down in the pit. He's been there for so long, and he can't make it work. Skadoodle has to run, and G2 going to win another round, making it 14 in their favor. And the money is not looking good for Cloud9.
No, it's not. This is a very dicey situation for them. That AWP is all they have. That retake, Rush had to feel so uncomfortable. He was watching for that play from Shox the whole time, and as soon as he looks away, that is such a frustrating experience. Nice hit from G2, though. The problem is, again, Automatic playing in CT spawn. Blocked off by the smokes, cut off, can't go through him to his death, and they've got one player inside the site. Rush is smoked off as well to block the Molotov, and you just have Stiko just sitting in the bomb site all alone. The CZ turn of that corner is so tough to deal with. Good advantage for G2. This is what happens when you get control around the A bomb site and then attack the A bomb site.
You did say it 10 rounds ago, Moses, so I mean, it's been just a bit confusing. That was a very good round for Kenny as well. Triple for him, I believe.
Yeah.
Even without the AWP, so.
I was gonna say, he's been relatively quiet this game, but that is quite nice. Timeout for Cloud9, and they have to decide, do they want to fight for overtime, or do they want to fight right now for potentially the win?
I don't know. When it's this close, I don't know if there is a right or a wrong answer necessarily. We just have to like poll the team and see what people are feeling like, and they are going to buy into the round. So we have our answer. They are going to fight to the end.
I think it's the utility that drives their decision. They can actually, I mean, they have a kit on Skadoodle, and they had enough money for some decent amount of nades, even with the downgrade. So at the very least, you can try and funnel G2, but this is going to be tough. This is where you say, Skadoodle, we need a big play out of you. Put him at the A bomb site as well. He hasn't been getting too much action over towards B.
Run boost him into the middle, Moses.
Yeah, run and boost the op down mid.
Oh, they actually are going to do that. I called it.
Yeah. You're an in-game leader.
Yeah. God save whatever team that would have that inflicted on them.
That would be a nightmare.
So, round number 27, and they have just so little. I understand why they want to go aggressive with the AWP, right? Because leaving it passive in a bomb site is kind of like playing a lottery that might cost you the whole game. So maybe you don't want to do that. Rush, sneaking in, taking down Shocks, that's a good beginning. And he's going to be back to safety as well. No one even there to see if they could get the wall bang, so not bad.
Fair play as well. Didn't even risk trying to get the weapon. He knew they were going to try and hunt him down very fast. Just wanted to get away and preserve his life. I think that's the first time they've actually aggressed in those A halls. For all the amount of rounds that Shocks has cleared that sometimes on his own, he's never had to deal with the aggression. If they're going to do this play, they need to send someone on a scouting mission. If they're going to keep 3 people here, you need to pop flash over. You need to get the intel. They just wanted to boost automatic up without giving up Golden's angle and rotate him back. Skadoodle with the op playing between both bomb sites. Again, that A site, Stiko can get isolated if they come back and attack this. And that fake is pulling everyone away. Even Stiko's rotating. They haven't seen anything. Skadoodle's going to get the information just now, and they're actually going right at him.
G2, they've been allowed to get this part of the map so much. Are they going to smoke it off? They will. That's very frustrating. They hear the sound of the AWP, but Rush is at it again, taking down Existence. He may have just opened up a path for them. In the corner hiding, Stiko gets one, and Body just barely staying alive, but Skadoodle's going to be there just in time. 4 seconds left. He can't fake it. He can't even actually put the bomb down, so that's going to be the round. Skadoodle with the double, but it was all Rush to open all of that up with. Beautiful stuff, and that's 13-14. That was right on the edge for Cloud9, but they made it work.
What a phenomenal round from Cloud9. A great hold. It's all Rush. He makes sure that there's not going to be any attack coming from these holes. That is a nice long-range win against Existence. And G2 just couldn't make the attack work. Beautiful stuff to keep themselves alive, and that's probably why they chose to fight for... That's what they have in mind when they said a fight for the map instead of fighting for overtime. 14-13, G2 still in the lead, and it's a much better buy, much better equipment for Cloud9 in this round. Famos, AWP, M4 picked up. G2, on the other hand, they have a big decision if they want to buy, because they have a couple players looking, scrappy, but they've got a lot of cash on others, so they're going to go for it. But Smith's at 3,100, Body at 2,750, and Shock's at 1,700. It's not the greatest investment from these guys, and it's Existence and Kenny S with the AKs at the moment. How do you feel about that?
Existence and Kenny, I don't know. It's hard to say, right? The way that Shox is playing right now, you almost wish that he could have just one of them. But I don't know. It never really works out that way, does it?
Feels like it doesn't. Good nade damage onto Kenny, down to just above half. A little bit of chip onto Smiths as well. Shox is just so aggressive with the CZ, though. He wants to find something. He's gotten here so quick. Stiko better be ready for it. Smoke going to come out. That's a pretty early smoke as well. Stiko not wanting to deal with any danger whatsoever. This might be the first time as well. I think Cloud9 is so used to the fact that G2 has been able to march up, and the amount of times they attacked Rap side. Rush and Skadoodle both playing here, and if G2 were to switch things up and just kind of really hit lane in those halls hard, Stiko's in trouble because he won't have any reinforcements. Smith's also in a lurk position. be able to cut off the B rotators.
So much riding on this here. Obviously, one round buffer in favor of G2 is really not that much at this stage in the game, especially if you run out of money. Cloud9 could still steal this game away right in front of them. They get a little bit of top mid control, but there are two people waiting on this side, and the close range from us, that could be very, like, a lot of the flashbangs could actually land almost behind Rush, so let's see how this works out. Skadoodle, might be a smoke up in front of him any second now. One flashbang, he gets that kill in the follow-up. It's a beautiful setup here for Cloud9. And it works to perfection. Now Stico down in the pit, just has to stay alive a couple of more seconds. And backup is going to be there from the archway. There's Rush taking down one. The bomb has dropped 23 seconds here, and it's looking good right now for the CT side. Just a 2-on-3. And Rush doing his very best to stay alive. And Skadoodle does get grenaded, and now the Molotov forcing him out. Rush is going to be going down. How did it turn? They had a 2-on-4 on their hands. They were doing everything right. Staying alive, buying time, and now it's all on automatic. 1 versus 2 with the AK-47 and slowly creeping in around quad. And they don't know where he is right now. He does not have a single grenade to force anything out. One of them would probably kill both players inside the bomb site. Shock's waiting and waiting. He's going to be going down. Kenny the follow-up and great clutch. Automatic taking down both players. And that's going to be 14-14. What a round.
You called it, the NA Zipniks. That's a beautiful clutch from Automatic. He's been doing that for some time now for this Cloud9 team, and that one might just keep them alive in this major. Gives them a great advantage to take this map, just to steal it from the clutches of G2. Rush did such a good job of stalling, of just being a pillar inside of that A bomb site, making sure they couldn't finally take it, but Shox just ignores him. Allows Kenny to keep him pinned down, and Shox is just holding everyone else back. That's rotating over, coming towards Mini, just eliminating them one by one. A tough fight for all of them. What a big, big hold, and obviously that trap Cloud9 sets up on Rap side works perfectly. Skadoodle going to feel way more bold, knows that was a big investment from G2 in that previous round, isn't too worried about a counter-op coming in. Kenny will have that in the next round. It's been 2 in a row for C9 and 3 of 4 as they try and take this map. Rush in the pit, Stico in the bomb site, much more basic and default standard A defense.
I guess Shox is going to be throwing that one flashbang he has coming up the middle. And we'll see if Rush down the pit, he's probably not going to get flashed. He's behind the wall waiting. There's the flashbang setup. He hears it, and he hears the footsteps on the other side, catching one mid-air. A lot more people coming through as Rush does take down a single player, but he gets traded pretty quickly. Oh my god, Skadoodle. Oh, and Kenny with the follow-up. Just trading kills. Somehow the Deagle coming out on top against the AWP. And it's a 2-on-3. Cloud9, they're so close to the finish line. If they give this round away, that would be completely heartbreaking. Now, Automatic, he is an incredible player to have left in this kind of scenario, and he's going to find the kill. He just must have seen the top of his face, taking him down through the window. And now it's a 2-on-2. And again, Bodhi and Kenny, solo on health, stepping out in the open. Golden going to take one. It's all on Kenny. Down in the pit, they have a Molotov and a grenade. If he doesn't fight them, they're going to grenade him out of this one. Couple of flashbangs going into the sky. He's got the right idea here. The bomb in that corner, and Kenny, can he see under it? He really can't. They've tapped the bomb once. He's going to fire away, and Automatic calculated the angle, Moses, right through. And that's round number 15 here for Cloud9. What a scary one it was.
That is incredible. So much damage is done. I want to see how Stico got eliminated so early, but it was the big kill on his Skadoodle from Kenny S. That plant's going to help so much. This one right here. Rush actually gets 2 players so incredibly low before Kenny takes him out. And you can almost feel for Body. You know one's coming up mid, and with that low of HP, you just feel like you have to make a play. But I think, was that smoke that Cloud9 threw for that broken wall? Was that from Rap side? Did they throw it from arches?
Yeah, I think they did.
That's pretty cool. That's a nice smoke to know.
Yeah, that's
a very nice one.
It's kind of a limited scenario in which you're going to need it in, but...
And if you want to come down to the 30th round, this is the scenario you wanted as well. Both teams with plenty of money because of that plan. Everyone's got the AWP, everyone's got the AKs, and all the utility you could need.
Let's get a little bit of overtime in here, Moses. This is warmed up to be a pretty good game right now, so let's just keep it going. We all love a little bit of Inferno overtime. I haven't had enough of those yet.
Yeah. Skadoodle with that AWP peering towards top mid. Kenny's going to challenge. There's the flashbang to get the angle. Skadoodle knows better than to go back for that. Just forced away a little bit. They've had to deal with Stico being boosted up a couple times, and you can see Kenny glancing for it there. Again, Smith's lurking towards the B bomb site. Oh, he's actually attacking the B bomb site. That's an aggressive look. Wants to go for a pick.
Kenny creeping around, scoped up, sees the leg. Rush very uncomfortable right now. That is going to limit how much he can do. I mean, if he falls back into pit, one grenade is going to end him. Skadoodle, does he want a challenge? He's going to put up the Molotov. That's a good way to counter the smoke, but they're still going to jump over it on the other side, trying to see if they could chase him down. Existence, he's not there quite quick enough, and flick from Skadoodle, not connecting. He's feeling the pressure right now inside the library, and they are going to wrap around this bomb site. It's all on automatic in the corner. 18 seconds. He can still win this to time, but he's out in the open now. He's going to continue the spray, backing up. Almost thought that could have worked. Now the bomb is going to be going down. Nobody there to stop it. Smith's good kill there. Stiko on the other side, and that's going to be overtime. 15-15. We get it done, Moses, don't we?
Yeah.
Shocks with 28 kills.
Finally, the B-split works as well. That was the one time that they were able to actually make that happen in a good way. Skadoodle couldn't rotate back to watch it in time. Beautiful shot from Shocks. You can see Golden, they were actually doubled up. That was a miscommunication, maybe just a failed kind of theory crafting from Cloud9. Two players over at New Box, and Golden just knows he has to get into a different location. Wanted to go protect against the spawn side, and Shocks is able to rip his head off. The pressure mounts just a little bit more, doesn't it, in overtime?
Well, listen, if someone's going home, right, you want to give them a chance to give it their all, right? So, on the other hand, it does seem like the more overtimes you get, the more heartbreaking it is when you eventually don't do it, right? There are more and more rounds you could look back at and you think, oh man, if I didn't do that, if I just had one more headshot there, it would have worked out. So,
yeah, I mean, you can't really think about that now. I think that comes afterwards, right?
Definitely.
If you're thinking about that now, you're just ruined.
It's when you're in the hotel room later.
There's so many rounds where you could say that for. It's always easier with hindsight, as we know. Either way. Well, I did just get word as well. This is the only map that talent predictions were 50-50. Split right down the middle.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
That kind of cool.
So more hearts are going to be broken most of the time.
Yeah.
Hope it's yours and not mine.
Well, I did win last night. Actually, that game was so good though. I can't even really brag about it.
We all won, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's good. Oh. Skadoodle taking down body.
I think there's a gap in that smoke that they didn't account for. Maybe it was a timing shot when he got blind, but that stopped a lot of the idea. You could see that G2 really kind of set that up nicely.
Is there going to be another flashbang? No, Automatic doesn't have one. I thought maybe it looked like Golden wanted to challenge that. Skadoodle's now wrapped around away from Arch and now over at the B bomb site. It's going to be an easy kill on Smiths. Can he get this AWP into play? He's sneaking in, but very hard when you're scoped up. And Kenny will go down to Golden. What a great beginning.
That was such a tense moment as well because neither team realized. Neither team kind of had the timing with it. Kenny had gotten past Skadoodle's peak, but that allowed the second G2 player to just kind of walk nonchalantly into his crosshair. Here's that nasty little off angle at CT spawn. It's so hard to clear that one out. There's so many different places you have to check and be mindful of.
Yeah, we saw Flusher use it when Fnatic were playing.
Yeah.
Existence in a 1 versus 5.
Seen it before.
Yeah. You feel like this is the odds are stacked heavy against them. There's the time problem. And just the fact that there were already 3 people here. Rush will take him down. Cloud9 start the overtime losing nobody.
And that's awesome because CT side is really where you can run into some insane economic difficulties if you lose those first 2 rounds. So to win the first one and kind of take that element of pressure, that obstacle out of your way just immediately is very, very nice for C9.
But we've seen even the T sides can get into some trouble if they go a little bit too wild with it. So we'll see. Have spent a lot of their money.
Kenny yes again, staying on the CZ as well.
Yeah. We saw that during regulation. It's back now. Skadoodle not afraid. Grenade gonna just slightly force him back, but so far it's still the early battle for Banana that we're seeing. Smith's had a good entry in regulation where he killed 2 people, so I want to try and see if we can do it again.
Cloud9 just deciding they don't want to fight for it whatsoever. It seems like they've been really in on this retake. Instead of kind of holding it, they wait for a timing. That Molotov and that smoke exactly to retake and get the intel. Oh, Skadoodle's in so much trouble. That's a great first shot. CZ's out. He needs one more. Not going to happen. Couldn't predict the angle, and here's the peek from Rush. They're not used to him being here. That's double kill for him. That's huge. And Seiko's just got to play gun out. 2 players trying to get into this bomb site.
Can they even guess where he is right now? That's the tricky part. To hard clear this corner, you do end up being very exposed from that library position. They have a smoke for it, so Yeah, they're going to try and see if they can smoke it off and then fight him afterwards. He goes for the fight early, and Shox will take him down. So that's a bit of a gift for G2 here. Much needing this round. Bomb is going to be planted, and it's a 2-on-2. Automatic and Golden trying to see if they get the retake. Good kill for Automatic, and now it's all on Smith in the corner, and he's being wrapped on from two sides. That's so hard to do, and Automatic doesn't even need any help. Just gets the job done. Cloud9 with now round number 17. And it is looking much better for them here.
Again, this increased emphasis for Cloud9 on that wrap side since they've seen so many times G2 has gotten control of it and attacked with 2 or 3 people. You know, G2's used to max only seeing one person there blocked by those smokes, so Rush coming over catches him off guard, not even considering the follow-up peek. That's absolutely massive. 17-15, and again, Automatic coming in huge. Impact in those clutch situations. 24 kills on Automatic, and Skidoodle's got 25. Leading the way.
He's doing a really good job. I know some of them haven't been the flashiest kills that we've seen, but it doesn't really matter. I'm fine with it. Just show up and do the work, right? Yeah,
he's got around here. He doesn't have to worry about Kenny S with the AWP. Only AK-47s for this G2 side. You do not want to get blanked in overtime. Laying a goose egg, as they call it.
Do they, Moses? The golden egg?
No, it's not golden at all.
Oh.
Because it's a 0. It's the shape of a goose egg.
Oh, I see. That wasn't, I don't know. I was thinking you were going for some sort of literary reference, Moses. I guess I should have known better.
You should have known way better.
So, 33rd round. Sorry, getting a little bit, the counting is difficult.
Yep.
Let's see how it all unfolds here. Ticking past the minute mark and they want to go for it now. G2 need some sort of round here in overtime, but flashed as he hits the ground, and Body's going to be going down. It's a good double return. Rush almost line up. Oh my god, he takes both of them down. Taking Kenny and Smith, that's not bad at all. That might have just secured them the win that they need here to get 18 on the board. Rush, very low on health, and eventually he's going to get dropped, but he did everything right. Existence, though, somehow there in CT spawn, stopping it in Automatic. He's going to be so confused. He just goes for the fight. And why not? If he can stop the bomb, at least that will help him out. He does get Existence eventually, but that's very hard to adjust for if you're Automatic. Just suddenly losing a teammate in the middle of that retake. Shox, fire. He's going to escape it for now. A one-on-one here. Shox at 30 kills. Need that last one here to get around on board on the T side. And Automatic sneaking in. The bomb is planted perfectly for Shox right now. No smokes or no grenades here for Automatic to force him out. So you can see he's sort of trying. He's got basically one chance to find him, and now that he knows it's not here, it's not good anymore. This is almost impossible now. He's going to tap the bomb once, and he goes for the early fight. Shox right around the corner, peeks into it, and Automatic back with the defuse. Can he make it in the last second? It doesn't seem likely. It's going to be very, very close. Not close enough. So a round for G2, Moses. They lost 2, and the last one they won in the last millisecond.
Just barely, and poor Rush. You could see his face there as he watched Automatic kind of drop that defuse right at the end, but just runs out of bullets. If he had just a few more. There was actually a really sick, I think the reason why Body's blind when he comes out of those holes is because Skidoodle throws that super deep Molotov from Small Pit. I think the fire kind of prompted Body to go forward just a little bit early, and he gets team flashed, and that's what makes that first kill so easy. So that's a really cool Molotov that Skidoodle throws. If he doesn't throw it deep enough, it just gets extinguished by the smoke. But obviously, even Rush with the triple kill is just gorgeous. No chance against Shox when you're in that scenario either.
So the craziness continues now. Second half of overtime. And Kenny has finally got that ult back. They couldn't really afford much of it on the T side, but CT side they can. They're going to go 3, not 4, but they had a lot of crazy pushes here. He's going to be throwing out a grenade, Kenny, follow up HE, and then fall back. Fair play indeed. You wonder if Cloud9, I mean, it's hard for them to know that this is exactly what's happening, but if they had, like, say, if they've been studying demos or something, if they push in the first 20 seconds of the round to A and they just find 1 or 2 people, that could be interesting.
Even if it just works for 1 round. Yeah, that would be. Again, though, I mean, we talked to the start of the game, not knowing too much about Cloud9 coming into this event with this new lineup. Same with G2. They hadn't played very many matches with this lineup either, so equally a relatively big question mark surrounding them. Well, Cloud9 might find a pretty nasty timing. It's Smith's here. That's a deep smoke. I think they might just decide to go through it. Here we go. They're going to throw their own smoke anyway. Smith's tossing out a flashbang. They're trying to get through. I think they were caught for a moment. Smith's all alone. There's the first kill. Picks him out of the sky. And yeah, Cloud9's having a tough time getting out of these halls. This is not the cleanest execute. And already the rotation is underway. Smith's only able to get the one. Shock still alive in Graveyard, though, but not for long.
So what a great follow-up as well. Skadoodle saving them in this round. This might be all they need. I think Smith's hit an HE as they were trying to get out as well, and it might have even collided with some of the models there, so very awkward, but they managed to recover it just fine. Thanks to Skadoodle, that AWP. Golden now helping out, and Kenny going to take a detour out of the battle zone.
Yeah, has to keep that op in control as well. I mean, even with the struggles of getting out, they obviously hit a really nice timing where there's not 3 defenders there, but Skadoodle kind of wrapping around that smoke instead of jumping in with the op. That's a tough peak to deal with around the edge of it because you just don't know what's coming. And if you're Shocks in Graveyard, you're trying to do everything you can. Since there's only 2 defenders, you have to be able to find some kills to at least make the retake possible.
Oh, he might lose the op anyway here. Stiko is walking in right behind him.
Knife.
Turning around. Oh my god. Well,
I take it all back.
Yeah, he saved it.
Yeah, he did.
He
did indeed.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you're trying to get out of those apps, especially when there's a smoke there, once you start bumping into each other, it's generally a sign that things are about to go horribly wrong.
I mean, they might have had... There have been 3 players here, right? This second shot from Skadoodle, it's so good. I don't know how he saw him, obviously, on his computer. It comes out a little bit different, but that's the Skadoodle that you want. That's the one that we see that Sean was talking about. Getting dynamic, getting aggressive, and taking the follow-up fights. G2 running out of money, even if they're to win this round. They'll need it to be clean.
Yes, they will. One more round for Cloud9, and they will win it in overtime. Grenade can land, not doing too much damage. The jump, we've seen that before. Don't want to do that. Skadoodle just battling away, and there doesn't seem to be a response either. Kenny going to be taking that rush, but they know that body is trapped in this corner. He's going to hit that one headshot. It's not bad at all, and now Smith's in position to cover it up, so maybe there's still a chance here. Skadoodle's very low on health. G2 fighting to stay alive at the moment.
How many opportunities are you going to give Skadoodle to hit that shot at that B bomb site? Kept re-peeking the shallow angle. This is a nice position from Kenny, though. That could catch him off guard. Automatic is waiting. Doesn't look like they're quite ready to give up the idea of the B bomb site, and Stiko is just posted waiting for a flank. If he was more aggressive, could find some information. Kenny's risking a lot, though. You can see him just kind of that glance to his left. Halls is open. Boiler is open entirely, and either one of them, especially Boiler, he would have just been a free kill.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is the gamble that he's taking when he's peeking in there? Like, I hope that 1 out of the 100 seconds that I'm peeking down here is gonna be the right one to look. Doesn't work out, and he's gonna get taken down. Stiko, he's been very good at getting on shots close to the walls. I feel like he's just got it down to a science. Now Smiths and Shocks, 2 versus 3
for the map.
Yep, for the map.
For the major life.
For their major life, indeed. It can't really get any more tense than this. Shocks on the other side, and Smith's a little bit slower to get on over here, and he has the only flashbang that they would need. Well, either to throw over or to boost on the other side here. They need to do something to make this one work. Bomb waiting a little bit as they re-smoke this position. There comes the flashbang, and right through his Shocks. He wants to stay alive here. He's going to get the 1 kill. Skadoodle picking up 1. Oh, no! Automatic with a team kill. Skadoodle stepping right in front, and now he's got to finish it off here. Shocks will take him down, and they get to fight just a little bit longer. Just a little bit of a disaster. Picking up the AWP. 18-17. You've got your hand on your forehead, Moses.
That's insanity. I mean, just such a struggle. And what a nice retake from G2. First of all, that flashbang and the aggressiveness. You had to catch Cloud9 off guard, and they did just that. Stiko full blind, eyes burned out of his head.
I'd really like to see it from...
Oh. That's not good. I mean, that's just a tense situation. You're in your hands on the trigger. You're ready to go. But the big mistake Cloud9 makes, why doesn't Skadoodle just drop the bomb down and stay in those halls? Or put someone in pit? One of the two. Yeah. Why are both players inside that bomb site? Pit player at such a strong position in the post plant. And I'm not sure why they gave it up willingly.
That could be, you know, just the fact that the team is still a bit wobbly. Maybe one of those things, right? Because you're right, that would have made a lot more sense.
You put the op in the pit, Skadoodle's going to get that first kill coming through the smoke.
And he was solo on health, right? You don't want to be on the site that can grenade it pretty easily. HE follow-up, tagging up body. They still kind of want to fight for this. 18-17, G2 still not out of the woods, fighting for double overtime. And there's still plenty of utility here on the Cloud9 side, so it's going to be a rough fight. Cloud9 have been playing pretty well in this overtime so far. Seemed to sort of revitalize them a bit out of regulation.
Well, they're not going to be given a gift like that first round, attacking the A-bomb site with only 2 players. G2 not taking many risks at the moment. Kenny holding that off angle towards Boiler and mid with the AWP. Utility being used. And Kenny's going to give it up, doesn't want to mess with it, goes back for more. Rush is in some trouble, the shadow is spotted. Great pick from Kenny. What does C9 do now? They are wrapping, they have it open. Kenny's trying to come back, but is he going to get blinded? I think he's going to miss the timing, but the no-scope is perfect. He's held him into this. And double overtime looms around the corner.
What an absolutely bizarre shot to be hitting. 3 versus 5 now. That is the kind of Kenny that we all love seeing. Order up some more of that and everybody's going to be satisfied. 3 versus 5 here, long range, as Smith is going to battle it out. Does take 1 kill and, well, eventually going to finish off Skadoodle as well. Now it's all on Steeko, and he does not get it done. Double overtime is now what we're looking at. Yeah, let's keep this going, Moses. How many do you want? Give me a number.
I'll take 3. I think 3 is a nice healthy number of overtimes.
3?
Yeah, this is so dirty. I cannot believe he hit that shot. Poor Golden. I think, yeah, it looked like Golden maybe even turned from that flashbang that Kenny threw. Look, I thought he might have been able to beat it before it popped, but obviously that's a big risk to take as well. 18-18. Cloud9 had 2 map points in overtime to be able to end this and eliminate G2 and move on themselves. That's a heartbreaking clutch to lose, though, at 3-on-2.
It is, I mean...
With a TK.
With a TK on top. I mean, it was, as we saw in the replay, kind of a tense moment. They even had the Molotov down. Like, they had so much going for them that could have forced Shocks to make a mistake there, but kept his cool. He's playing a great game at the moment.
Here's that quad push, Anders. Here we go. Still, Cloud9 not aware that it's 4 players, and why would you? In automatic, he takes a lot of damage there. Molotovs at first that he puts out, the nades come in as well. It is a lot of utility used by G2 that they're just dumping. Counter nades don't do a whole lot of work.
They do grenade that. I think some of these grenades failed in the corner. Otherwise, I think automatic would have been dead immediately. They're solo on health, every single one of them, and Body's going to clean it up through the smoke. That's just a lot of grenades. I mean, Body and Existence do take a lot in return, and they were the only 2 defending, so if it hadn't worked out like that, who knows what would happen, but this is a weird way to start here. Second overtime. Steeko getting shot in the face once again, and yeah, he's not feeling welcome at all.
It's just so wild to see 4 players on G2 just down to 1 flashbang each in the first 30 seconds of the round. That's such a big risk. You better have results from that much utility.
Yeah, what is that strat, like that page in the strat book, what does it say? What if we set fire to the one part of the map for a good 30 seconds straight? How is that?
What if we just carpet bomb banana?
Yeah, keep it going. Definitely very rough, and I mean, with this much time left, I mean, but still, Skadoodle, can he really expect to save the rifle?
Not at all, but he knows with this much time he's got to go take a fight somewhere. Spots the head, not able to get the kill. It's just got a challenge, and Body's going to win that straight up. So, I mean, that could have easily gone the other way. They lined up.
Yeah.
Body and automatic very, very low. Double kill from Body was, I mean, beautiful. The second one through the smoke. It's a bit fortunate, but Cloud9 not able to get banana control. His T-side's starting to slow down here in overtimes.
Just a bit, right? I don't know. It's do they have the comms, or they have the information that kind of push is coming? It's obviously not every round. So if you do gamble rush top mid, it could be a round where they don't do it, and it might not work out in your favor at all. Quite a few people coming up second mid. Kenny going to be pushing down, using that Molotov for a little bit of cover. Oh, what a shot again! It's Rush that walks into it. Back-to-back rounds where the first one that goes down like that. Yeah,
Kenny's really starting to come alive, which has got to be scary for C9. You didn't have to encounter him too much in the first half. You were able to kind of neutralize him, but you can only do that for so long, and the fact that you didn't capitalize on it just makes this a hell of a lot more dangerous. Good nade onto Skadoodle and alt mid. Golden trying to punish, but a smoke is going to allow Kenny to stay up there a little bit longer. 19-18 in the favor of G2 in this double overtime. And they have a man advantage here in this second round.
Yeah, 22 rounds is what they need to get to at this point. So if you've lost track at home, don't despair. Boost up. We haven't actually seen too many of those, which is odd because they're such a common thing on Inferno. Smoke. Grenade first. Body going to be taken down automatic even as they approach the bomb site. A couple of shots ring through, and Existence, like, that's his time to go. There's another team kill in the middle of it. Skadoodle taking down, I mean, how many have we had this game, Moses?
Is that 3? Maybe 4?
Yeah, I think it's 3. We've had some people try and run away with a bomb in the middle of the strat. It's been a lot of mutiny.
There has been some weird things. 20-18, G2 in the driver's seat. And Cloud9 don't get any plants in that in those 2 rounds of overtime. So, I mean, we talked about the TS side economy could even get busted in these OTs. Look at what they can bring to fight with.
I like the fact that Existence got tagged for the smoke and just went for it.
Yeah,
you know?
he's like, screw it. Well, Body's done a great job at that B bomb site. Oh, great from Golden. That's a kill they much needed to help overcome the weaponry. I mean, Body's been great. Even at the beginning to control Banana, he's had multiple spray downs, multiple kills through smokes, and then on top of that, just defending the B bomb site during those hits has been very good from him as well. Tries to find a timing there. This should turn into a B split, it looks like.
See if Existence can hold it here with the AK-47. Rush running through. I think he wanted to see if he could wrap around towards, because they've changed their minds from that B split into A, so he probably wanted that library control. Couldn't quite get it, and now 2 in pit. They don't have any grenades to really get rid of those people, which is a big problem. That means they have to take some of these fights. Now, Skadoodle has picked up the AWP. It's possible he can win one of those fights. Existence peeking right in. He actually gets the headshot on Golden. I don't know how. 3 people waiting on the other side. Shox standing up any second now, taking that fight, and he will return it. Smith's down in the pit. He goes for it, not waiting around, and that's going to leave Buddy in a very awkward position. He is miles away from this bomb. 1 versus 2, and I mean, he might as well just run for it and try and do it, but they should be able to hold this one down. He doesn't even have a smoke or a flashbang or anything. See if he could get it done. First peek around the corner, and he's still alive. But Skadoodle's holding this very tight with the AWP, and that will be a bit of a stolen round. G2 doing everything they needed to take all the money away, and then the last one, which is supposed to be the easier round, they end up losing it, so 20-19. Big news for Cloud9.
Yeah, the AWP getting dropped early on was massive. Not the least of which, Skadoodle picked it up and got 3 kills with it down the stretch of that game, or that round. So, huge turn of events into the favor of C9. Kind of normalizing things from that clutch loss in the first overtime. That's got to be weighing on their minds at the moment. Here we go again, though. Cloud9 had a great CT side in overtime. 19-20, needing to win all 3 to win this map and eliminate G2.
Yes, indeed. Bring all your friends. Get everybody involved. This has the potential to go on for a while, and even if it doesn't, we still have another game coming up, which is MIBR versus Astralis, and that is going to be crazy as well.
Yeah, certainly the headliner. We're just warming up. That one is going to be a battle.
See, I thought of this as like, you know, a little bit of a warm-up game, and now it's turned into you know, almost a saga, Moses. We're just continuing once again. So, I guess we certainly are getting warmed up, but it was way more than I was expecting.
Again, Cloud9, they haven't used a single nade in this round. They just go passive right at the start.
It's a very different thing from G2, who carpet bomb Banana for the first 30 seconds, so...
Well, I mean, this kind of a contact play is going to be really rough. You know, the utility is not really an advantage for the defensive side if they blow up before you're ready for it. Rush is going to have a huge job to do. He's got his teammate down low, jumping out, but Rush misses everything first. Stigo can only get the trade. Skadoodle needs to pick some off with this AWP. He knows they're holding the angle, and he's cautious about the wraparound. There's a great shot. Great awareness from Skadoodle, but the retake is still going to be difficult.
Yeah, that's very intelligent for Skadoodle. Nicely done on his part. There is smoke to be followed up here. They might just go through anyway. They're just going to run right into Shox, and he continues to spray. Can't see a single thing. Still picks up the double. And now Skadoodle, he's in a lot of trouble here. This could be a huge win for G2. Existence will take him down. That was a very aggressive retake, and it could have absolutely worked out. But Shox, especially with that second kill, good adjustment. 21-19. They need 1 round out of the next 2.
Yeah, they didn't throw that smoke deep enough. That's their smoke that's further across that bomb site, but the fact that they're retaking into it, they didn't know where that first smoke ended that Shox threw, and the second one began. So they're actually retaking with very little vision, and Shox is able to handle it perfectly. There's that nice contact play, and that was even a faster pace and a different timing than Cloud9 on this defense has probably been used to throughout the game. Skadoodle taking some fire damage, going for a timing shot that doesn't pay off, but they need this round.
Oh, the grenade on top of the Molotov, that's dangerous. Like, if you get caught inside the fire, you get slowed down from the grenade. could stay there longer than you wish.
I think this is the first time Cloud9 has faced elimination in this map. They've had all the map points.
Yeah.
I think 3 of them in total. Stico, they've seen this boost. Kenny's looking exactly forward. He knows the Molotov below is going to cover him. And Stico plays right into his hand. Finally, G2 seems to be adapting to some of the things that they've seen.
Missed timing. Skadoodle, that would have been a beautiful way to get back on even par. Ticking past the minute mark. Kenny gets to live through that one. And Skadoodle taking a shot through the apartments as well. Plenty of places you can shoot through up there. Nobody ever does it, Moses. It's very depressing.
They just need some tactical genius to make a video for him, I think. Here's... Looks like Existence is ready to go on Rap side. This is kind of how they've thrown away. This position from Smiths, lurking outside of the B bomb site as well. I mean, not only is it a solid position to have to cut off rotations and do this kind of a play that's going to keep automatic here even longer, it can get you a lot of information, and if you get the kills, you just win the round. Skadoodle has been pulled out of a position, and he's going to get taken out of the rotation back, and G2, they've just barely hung on in this map, but they're going to do it. They're going to move on and eliminate Cloud9. That's it for the former major champions.
Yeah, what a turn of events, and what a great illustration that it's not always who's on top of the scoreboard. That play for Smiths right there, that does it, right? 1 kill towards CT spawn. It's just an extra kill on the scoreboard, but overall definitely closes out the round in their favor. Golden now is going to go down to body 22-19, and G2 knock out Cloud9 here at the major. That was a very extended game. I wasn't expecting that.
No, I wasn't either.
I don't know what I really was expecting.
I didn't come onto this with any expectations.
A bunch of the team kills that we saw, that was kind of my flavor.
That was your thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. Either way, I mean, it's not like the cleanest win in the world. We saw Cloud9 win that game yesterday, and Golden was still pretty frustrated, it seemed, in the post-game interview. I think this is going to be a similar thing for G2. Is like, yes, we won, but we just barely limped through it.
Yeah, it does feel like it's hard to celebrate, and I don't know how G2 are going to do against their next opponent. They're going to be playing a best of 3, right?
Yes.
And they've been struggling kind of in best of 1, so having a deeper map pool, I think it's going to be real uphill. And
again, with some of those teams that are going to be down there. And for Cloud9, the question is going to be, what's their feeling after this major? I don't think it's necessarily the feeling immediately after this loss, but, a week from now, when they have time to talk it over, is this the lineup they want to go forward with? Did they get enough out of this major to make them feel like it was something that could have success and have results in the future?
Yeah, I feel almost a bit disappointed, because I think one way that I could have seen Cloud9 losing this would have been if Skadoodle had gone missing, and he just wasn't. He was playing a really good game.
Yeah, automatic had those clutches.
Right, so usually those are the things that would give you some confidence in the team. So yeah, it's strange overall.
Tough clutch to lose in that overtime. Either way, we've got Freya down with the winners, who will be playing again tomorrow. It's G2.
Thank you, guys. Yes, I'm here with the winning side, G2. So, guys, that was an incredibly close game. Did you expect such a close matchup coming into this existence?
Yeah, to be honest, we knew that we're going to play a tough match because they are really good on Inferno. We knew it. But we still wanted to play Inferno. I will not tell why, but yeah, we knew we were going to play Inferno, and that's the best map, so yeah.
So you guys have had a pretty tough ride so far. You've come off 2 losses coming into this game. What did you change coming into this, Shocks?
Definitely, I think our last game versus Major yesterday was a tough one. As I said on Twitter, I still think it was a needed one for the world team, because we played really scary and we didn't play like as we usually do in practice. We are not used since a lot of weeks or whatever to have not official games or whatever, and we had a lot of pressure, and we were just scared. I mean, you have to admit it if you want to go further, and since we admit it, then we just the main reason, I mean, the main goal today was just to play our game, whatever, if we win, if we lose, don't have any regrets, and just play how we know how to play CS.
Now, Existence, I just want to pick up on something that you tweeted yesterday after the game, just saying that you think people might have misperceived how you were playing, thinking you were a bit disorganized. Do you think you corrected these issues today?
Yeah, we played like no, it was like an horrible game. We forgot like some basics, and after we can't win, it's impossible. So yeah, we correct that, and so yeah, we played good as T, even yeah.
I just want to pick up on that T side. You guys managed to get 6 rounds in a row after round 9. Was there anything you kind of focused on there to get that momentum going, Shocks?
When was the 6 rounds in a row?
It was round 9 on your T side.
I just think we try to play as simple as possible. Like when I say simple, it's just to be sure what we want to do at the beginning in the run, so everyone is very focused on his crosshair and don't have to think about anything. And I think that's the main reason why we put these runs.
I just want to briefly talk about the 2 new additions, Existence and Smiths. What did you think they would bring to the team when you first let them join?
Thing is like I know them for like a couple of years now, so I was expecting basically Smith to add a lot of team play, and he's this kind of guy usually. Like even if yesterday like we were kind of scared as a team, I know like Smith will never be afraid individually, and that's definitely a strength you wanna have when you are playing some big matches in LAN. Talking about Existence, I know he will bring like a real captain role and a real like model, I would say, because when I was leading, one of my biggest mistakes is just like it's not natural for me just to take the thing for everyone, you know. I think it's like it's the same when you are like a kid and you are playing, for example, football or any games, whatever. You always have like someone who will naturally take the lead and will like tell to the other one like we should do that or whatever. And Kevin is this type of guy, and I knew that we needed someone like this.
I just want to delve into that a little bit more. How has the team's play style changed since Existence has been in-game leading?
I think the main thing is like we are really developing a long process, and the hard work Existence is putting to the team is really talking about the small details why we lost the run, and that's why we are not expecting like big, I would say, results. When I say big, is like maybe winning an event or whatever. Of course we want to, but we all know that what we are working is like take a lot of time, because the main goal is like we will come to a point when everything will be automatic, because we work it like every day. And yeah, definitely it's a process that takes time, and we have to be patient and to be patient like together.
So you have one last chance going into tomorrow's games. You're 2-2 now. Existence, what is the team going to be focusing on going into tomorrow's game?
C'est quoi? En gros, maintenant on est 2-2 et en gros ça va être quoi le main focus pour demain?
We're just gonna see who we play. You understood? And yeah, just focus on the game, watch demo, speak about the veto. Yeah, just the approach of the game to be sure to be okay. All same point of view. That's it.
Cool. Thank you so much for your time, guys, and congratulations again on that win. Alex, back over to you at the desk.
Thank you very much, Freya. That was Existence and Shocks there. And what on earth was that? A game of Counter-Strike that left much to be desired. Chaos ensuing, a double molly kill really set the tone for that one. And Cloud9 are eliminated from the London Major. It is quite the stark contrast to their performance with their previous roster at the previous Major. But Cloud9 could not muster enough into the OT.
That was a bad game of Counter-Strike. There's no two ways to put that. That was a terrible game of CS. Strategically, individually, just across the board. I am sorry that everybody had to watch that, because the fact that they're so positive and thinking they fixed details, if they go back and watch this demo, the decisions they were making were based off no information whatsoever. I don't know how you can think that you played a better game today than you did previously. Obviously, it's not a 16-4 loss, but both teams really just struggled with the basics and fundamentals of knowing the rotations and taking map control.
Yeah, just to reiterate what Chad said, to kick off the match, we saw the double molly kill round, totally a terrible round of Counter-Strike. The next round, Golden does not buy a gun. He does not buy a gun. They end up losing that round. The next round, G2 loses a 5-on-3. That's how Cloud9 gets their first round. And then I think the next round after that, they did a 4-man banana push where they immediately gave up banana after using a lot of utility within 20 seconds.
We were discussing how bad that utility usage from G2 was on the CT side. Sean pointed out that 1 minute left on the clock and both B players had already expended all of their utility.
As in there wasn't a single nade. There wasn't even a decoy grenade.
Everything was used.
Everything was gone.
They used, between the two of them, 7 grenades to establish banana control, which they never once kept.
And yet again, another day in a row, Cloud9 can't figure that out. They don't count the smoke grenades used at the B bomb site, and they just continue to go B, or A, I mean.
The same thing happened though.
It's mind-blowing.
Cloud9 gave full banana control to G2 so many times, and they didn't even have a proper B execute with set Molotovs.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we've got some examples of this.
Well, we do.
I think, Sean, we'll go with you first. You called this one Clown Fiesta.
Yes,
I'll let you explain why.
This is the first gun round, and this is when Cloud9 actually tries to get banana control. They jump into banana, and they molly car. Right? Standard stuff. Molly the car, nade the car. G2 gets these 2 kills, and for some reason, they both back out through banana. Why would they not try to maintain banana control aggressively for a split second, wait for the molly to clear?
Is it a bad
and then
molly?
Scott, triple banana pushes are so common. So the fact that Scott is coming up here this aggressively with the bomb is almost unforgivable, actually. Still a 2-on-3 at this point. The bomb is retrievable. You can molly the corner. I'm confused why Rush is solo fighting this right now, and Sticko's in alt mid still. What is Sticko doing? In the 2v1 now, G2 is they're both at the B bomb site. Body had red HP right there and pushes through the molly. The round could have still gone to Cloud9 after all of that. Body lucks out, Sticko misses that kill, and G2 wins the round.
Okay, so just want to process what I've just seen. Did Skadoodle just, with the bomb, solo push where he already knew CT players were?
Well, 2 of them died, so he thought he could take control of that area, but he didn't need to take the bomb, and he didn't need to continue pushing. He could have just established control from that position and waited for teammates.
It is hard to be super critical of Scott because, honestly, he had one of the better games of all the Cloud9 players, obviously. He played really well. But, yeah, that round was ridiculous.
A Clown Fiesta. And, Chad, you've got another one for us.
This one here just made me go, what, right? I really don't understand this strategy that came out from G2. They were able to pincer the A bomb site, right? You're going to be able to see here they've got control of mid. They're able to go wrap onto A if they want to. Instead, 2 players are going to take the bomb mid to B, while 3 players continue to attack the A bomb site. And this is in a 5v5, and there's still 2 players up.
That was the bomb just dying.
Look at this. There's a guy Halls, a guy pushing lane, and a guy fighting from Arch, while the bomb is going mid to B and dies to the AWPer on the B bomb site.
Okay.
Yes, he died to the AWP.
This is them. So this is them pushing.
This is the bomb.
Oh, hey, man. Dead.
What's going on? Why?
So is the thought process, Devil's Advocate stepping in for a moment, hi. Is the thought process that it's supposed to be a very passive and a kind of a fake, a show, A? You catch them rotating from B and then plant and you play the
But you wouldn't take the bomb to CT spawn in that regard. And if you wanted to posture Halls and lane, that's fine to wait there to draw the rotation. But you don't need to continue to commit towards the B bomb site if that's what they wanted to do.
Sure.
You try and get that guy coming through spawn, or you keep someone in the bottom of mid to get a banana push. Instead, they've taken 2 members with the bomb into what was essentially a 2v2 over towards B and a 3v3 over towards A. And we know the CTs have advantages because they're actually in harder positions to kill and holding angles.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's what it made me feel like as well. I don't understand anymore, Alex.
Okay.
Nothing's making sense.
Well, maybe the head-to-head will give us a bit of respite from these poor Counter-Strike brains that these guys are having to use. Kenny S and Skadoodle, brought to you by The Predator, which is in cinemas now. Skadoodle did have the game, as Sean said, at the top of the scoreboard for Cloud9 and making a lot of impact despite a couple of slip-ups with their miscommunications. And Kenny did the same. Didn't get to see too many Kenny S clips, but he certainly was doing his thing.
They both had good shots and they both had good moments. You know, if we want to look for highlights, individuals had highlights.
Yes.
They definitely had highlights
The
throughout.
teams had the lowlights.
Yes, it just wasn't really a very good game of fundamental team-based Counter-Strike, which is what you know I love, Alex.
You certainly do, and this is like a beautiful juxtaposition from you after the Astralis Liquid game, where you literally look like you just got your favorite toy for
It's like Christmas morning.
Yeah, and then you just, the other side, it feels
very
like
different
he's got coal in his stocking. Coming up, though, let's bring up the brackets for you so you can see what we've seen today. It wasn't all like this, I promise. G2 Cloud9 just ending, of course, and now we look to our last game, and some would refer to it as the highlight of the day. Astralis MIBR, your headline matchup, a best of 1 between Astralis and MIBR. It's all going down here in London, and it's coming up after the break.